The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audience.
It's showtime.
It's showtime, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Circle Debate podcast, brought to you by, of course, not only Circle Debate, but the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Ladies and gentlemen, señoras y señores, bienvenidos right here on the Circle Debate podcast. And of course, this host DB is one I've received with my other host, mi familia, the greatest family of all time right here, La Sangre, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, let me go ahead and introduce, of course, he's Mr. 5 days, ladies and gentlemen. 5 days. He's Mr. 5 days because this man, he likes to go back in time and tell the world what is going on in the world of professional wrestling, what was back then, way back then. Now, maybe what happened in the future of professional wrestling.
Hey, Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
No roads with this man takes to Mr. No Roads himself, Mr. DeLorean himself, Mike De Niro, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on, De Niro?
Up, everybody. First COD on the Bloodline Network. October 1. Up. No, not wait. Excited to talk about Revolution, y'all.
That is right. I am excited too. Woo. But you know what else I'm excited for, man? I'm excited to bring this man right here because this man always brings that banger. Because he is done already just slapping meaty men. Bangers and slappers, baby, because this man is the banger podcasting, man.
Banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger.
That is right. After banger, ladies and gentlemen. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Tim King Show. What is up, my brother?
Every time with the banger, the round of applause, circle of debate, me familia on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Oh, man, the pre-launch, the watch-along, the interview, the DeLorean, the AEW fucking Revolution recap. We got the UW pod tomorrow, more DeLorean, a little Roto Slappers, more Circle of Debate, the Tim King Show, Clark Street Wrestling coming, Top Rope Wrestling coming, more Roto Slappers, more DeLorean. Let's go. Big week ahead, baby. I'm pumped.
Oh, man, you're getting me fucking... Jason Mania's running wild, baby. Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Oh, right. Woo. I needed this. But yes, we are here, ladies and gentlemen, to give a recap of AEW Revolution because, like how Tim mentioned, we have a lot of coming up on the Bloodline Entertainment Network and, of course, in our respective channels. So we want to knock this out of the park because we got to talk about the aftermath coming up. We still got another episode for MMA for tomorrow on the COD. We got Saturday New Japan show. We got Sunday, the regular episode, the flagship show. So yeah, it's a lot coming up this week here on the COD. And yes, Streets, what is going on, my man? What's going on?
What up, Streets?
What up, Streets? And shout out to everybody in the chat. Of course, Dom, appreciate you, brother. The Mrs. DeLorean, baby. That's right.
Thank you so much for that drawing, by the way. That drawing was fucking impeccable. Loved it.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Exclusive. Coming soon, ladies and
gentlemen. My bad. Always spoiling shit.
Trust me.
Gotta give thanks.
That's right. Of course, Mr. Dieter himself, the Mr. Universal himself, the Universal Wrestling Podcast, the #1 interviewer right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Shout out to Faction Cast. What is going on? And of course, you see right there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Hit that smash and like button as well. Besides COD, besides subscribe to Circle Debate, also subscribe to Bloodline Entertainment Network as well. More to leave, what's going on, Dylan, my man? What is going on? But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to go ahead and start the recap. We'll get into, of course, giving our grades after we're done, obviously recapping everything here overall. But before we do, another thing I wanted to let the people know, make sure you go to manscaped.com, get all your incredible merchandise from manscaped.com. And as you see right there, scrolling down below, hit right there that promo code, 20% off. Promo code DeLorean. Get all your fantastic merch, man. Escape.com merchandise, especially the boxers, weed whacker, everything overall, man. And they have such great shit that make sure you want to get that 20% off. Hit the promo code DeLorean, capitalize DeLorean, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you hit it.
Right. Gentlemen, you always want to keep them beards long, but you want to keep them private parts trimmed down. That's it. You want to keep it fresh for your ladies. That's all.
That's right.
I gotta say, for as long as I've been doing the Manscaped promos, I never do mention the boxers. The boxers are some of the most comfortable boxers I've ever worn. So definitely go cop your boxers from manscaped.com, 20% off. Promo code DeLorean. Definitely.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. It's time to get into the action here. Let's get into it. I hope everybody had an incredible time with AEW Revolution. Had an amazing time as well with us on the watch along on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Such an incredible watch along, man. It was fantastic. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it and see our live reactions. Oh my God, it was such good shit. Oh, so much amazing. More are coming, ladies and gentlemen. More are coming along the way. So make sure you stay tuned for that. All right, let's get into the first matchup here of the night. And that is, of course, the Kajote. The Kajote, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes. Oh, my tribal chief.
Acknowledge him.
Acknowledge him. That's right. Oh, okay. I'll acknowledge you, tribal chief. Here you go. Hold on. I got you.
Acknowledge me.
Oh, I will acknowledge you, my tribal chief. And the other person I will acknowledge is Miss DeLorean. That's right. We appreciate you. Thank you. You are the queen. Thank you very much for everything. Everything that you do.
Definitely.
What's going on, Earl? Thank you very much, Earl Call, for tuning in. Thank you so much. But all right, let's get into it. So I'm going to go ahead and start off. Of course, we had the Kajote, the greatest Jericho of all time, the Tom Brady of professional wrestling. I don't care. You can hate me for saying that, but he is a good joke for a reason. Even Ricky Starks acknowledged him in the media scrum. And so I was really impressed with that. Great opening matchup. We all thought it was going to be interference. Unfortunately, we did not get that. It's good that we didn't get that interference. But it was a clean win for Ricky Starks. Great, clean win. Enjoyed the back and forth matchup, the in-ring psychology of it, the heel and face of it, the counter moves, especially with Jericho countering over the spear into the code breaker. But this was a great opening for Ricky Starks. And of course, they asked him, we'll get into the media. I'll say that media script after. But want to get into this matchup first. I'll take it to you, De Niro. Give us your take over your thoughts of this opening matchup for AEW Revolution.
I thought it was a really good matchup. I believe, not to be all geeky over here, but I believe that this is the second Revolution where Chris Jericho was in the opening matchup. Because if I'm not mistaken, it was Revolution last year. Jericho faced Eddie Kingston in the opening match. But this was a very good matchup. I got to say, these guys have good chemistry with each other. I feel like the storyline should be done here, though. Ricky Starks has 2 clean wins over Chris Jericho. What else does he have to prove? Hopefully his career catapults to the next level now, getting 2 wins over the Kajote. But I think that, it was definitely a good matchup. For anybody who's hating on Chris Jericho still moves like he's, Y2J. Like yesterday I was talking about Jericho versus Angle from 2001. Jericho looked the same. Jericho's moving the same, so you can't hate on Jericho. Definitely still putting guys over and making stars. So great matchup. Ricky Starks is a bigger star coming out of this matchup. Hopefully the booking shows why he's a bigger star and he could go forth in the bigger storyline after this.
Absolutely. Well said, my brother. TK, break it down for us, brother.
Yeah, everything you guys said, spot on. Facts. Ivan with that's crazy. Jericho 0-4 at Revolution pay-per-views. Very interesting. Good fact there, APG. Yeah. Good stuff, man. Appreciate it. Ivan with the reversals. I love the Judas effect reversal at the end of the match. The way Ricky just threw his arm up like it was in a fight. That's what you would just do. You would just throw your shit up and block it, dude. I'm surprised that's never been done, dude. And then the Rochambeau, Jericho ain't a slight guy, man, and Ricky ain't a big guy. So the way Ricky just got Jericho up with ease to hit him with it, win the match. I loved it. The right guy won. This did not need to go on. Still confused why Sammy Guevara was out there at all, and Action Andretti had to be out there. Didn't like that. But at the end of the day, the right guy went over, and the match itself was a fucking banger, dude. So, right guy won. Ricky's going to move on. I didn't watch the media scrum, so I don't know what he said, and I didn't see the dirt sheets. So I look forward to hearing what you're going to tell me later, and I look forward to seeing where Ricky going to go from here, baby.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's see what, Cage we got to say. Oh, don't even grab about this, Sammy. Yeah, exactly what Tim just said. Exactly. Yep. I absolutely agreed with that. Oh, man. Yes, I really enjoyed it. So, I mean, like I said, I give a lot of kudos to Jericho. If that's the case, I mean, the 0-4 Revolution. Kudos to Jericho, man. I mean, people are hating this man, but he's putting people over. And he's making stars with everybody. And not only that, but also helping them have them pick his brain along the way, how to, do a promo, how to, shoot a promo, mainly, how to interact within the storyline, how to not to break off kayfabe. Like, I really enjoyed what Jericho's doing for the product, especially for the young talent. I know a lot of people get, like I will say about Jeff Jarrett, but this is different though, because this is Jericho. And no disrespect to Jeff Jarrett, because this is singles. This is not it's not a tag team. This is a singles. See, Jericho at least has done with the likes of Ricky Starks, trying to almost with Garcia, but I don't know where that fell off. That just went in a whole different circle there. I don't know exactly what happened there. But I gotta give it to Jericho, man. Jericho right now has been saying that this is why he wants to stay in AEW, not returning to WWE. And mind you, he wants to be that Pat Patterson of AEW. And I can see that. I can see that here happening because of what he's doing, sacrificing his losses, everything, his wins, and helping putting the young roster over. I'm looking forward to see what's next for Jericho and what's next for Starks, but we're going to get into it. That's going to be for the post-media scrum. And, man, let's see what fact she's going to say. Another interesting fact, Ricky's the only third person to beat Jericho multiple times. Yeah, it's true.
KPG just bringing it.
He's bringing it.
I'm gonna give mad shout out to this dude, man. Go out, follow them, subscribe to them on YouTube, Faction Cast Podcast. He is in all of our streams, man. He's always here repping, throwing the scissors up at us. Good conversation in the chat. So really, really, really appreciate you, KPG, for being here for real, man. All the time, man. We appreciate it.
I'm definitely gonna hit you up too. I know you've been wanting to get on one of the TNA episodes, so we'll definitely make that happen, bro. For the DeLorean, definitely want to work with you.
Love it, baby. Get it involved. Let's get the crowd involved, baby.
Shout out to our Will Gray, man. Thank you so much for tuning in here with us. All right, we're gonna get into the second matchup. Hernandez, of course, the one that we wanted to not talk about at all when we did episode 1 last week. We were like, nope, we don't want to talk about it. Move on. But I'm not gonna, I'm gonna say I didn't care about this match, but I'm glad the way how this match ended closes that chapter. Let's move on, because the fact is, they didn't announce until, I guess, what Dynamite is when they announced that it was going to be a casket, or on social media. I'm not quite sure how that came in play. That it was going to be a casket match. But I can tell you the in-ring psychology of these two individuals really threw us off. If you all go back and watch our live watch-along, we were highly impressed of how just the psychology itself, Christian, I got to give him credit where credit's due as a heel. He got the people where he wanted them in the palm of his hands. The turtleneck, too, especially with turtleneck in-ring attire. What's up with that? Like
with the cutoff. Yeah, I mean, with the cutoff, that was wild.
It was wild for him to do that. So, I mean, I did not expect that. That's right. Yes. Appreciate you, my brother. Yes. What's going on, Jordan Johnson? Appreciate you for tuning in, my brother. But did not expect, Christian to do that. And we were all fearing for the worst of the return of Luchasaurus. Thank God it didn't happen. No disrespect, Luchasaurus. I'm a big fan of yours, but I need you to keep aside from this feud. I don't want you to get involved. I'm glad of the way how it ended, and just seeing that dramatic scene, the ending scene, him. Oh, he kissed him on the forehead, like pretty much. I'm not comparing to Shawn Michaels or Flair, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, don't before you jump on my neck. No. But it's almost like kind of like that way. Like, I'm sorry, I love you. Bam! The casket falls right below. It's over. It's done, baby. But I was impressed of the performance of, Jungle Boy Jack Perry. which Tim did brought up on the live watch along. He has even the storylines have been booked has not been the best. However, though, if the matches has delivered with him and Luchasaurus in the cage from the last event they had, I think it was a Full Gear, correct, Tim? That was a Full Gear, right?
Yep, the cage match. Yeah,
and that was a solid one, and this one was solid too. Now, I'm hoping we see something now moving forward with Jack Perry and Christian. Christian, hopefully he doesn't come back and try to get his revenge. Don't try to bring Luchasaurus. No, this story needed to end at Revolution, and I'm happy that it did. So I'll take it back to you, TK. Give us your thoughts of this match. Were you highly impressed overall? And what are your expectations now for these two individuals moving forward and not within each other?
Yeah, for sure, man. You hit a lot on the head. A lot of things you said are factual. I thought the match itself was really good, and I was like kind of like ragging on, my bad, Dom, if you're here, but Dom's yawning through it, and I'm like, yo, this is a good match. I don't know what you're watching. I know the story like going into it, we didn't want to watch it, but like what's on our television is dope, dude. I thought it was really good. The story they told was good. Jungle Boy gonna go for the concerto and he fucking can't do it. The low blow again, and he still gets through it. What was compelling to me was the whole time I hated it. The Christian's or Jungle Boy's dad, Luke Perry, he's dead. In a fucked up sort of way, now that I've been thinking about it, with Jungle Boy crying and sitting over it, it was almost like reminiscent, like Christian was like a father figure to him. So he was like burying a second father. And that's why he's sitting there crying, wiping dirt off his face. The concerto, and he got put it's like the Lion King with fucking Scar and Simba. Whereas like Christian is, oh my God, no way. No.
He's wearing a shirt.
Oh my God. No, that wasn't planned at all. I had no idea. But it's almost like the Lion King. Like he's that uncle, right? And you got to like, that uncle's a prick and you just got to do it, man. You're a prick, bitch. I got to put you down. He put him down. Good match. Good story. Over. Done. Good way to finalize the story, I mean. Over with. Jack needs to go after a title. Maybe it's Hobbs winning the TNT title from Wardlow and Jack going after him. Or it's Jay Lethal winning the title from Orange on Wednesday and it's Jack going after Jay Lethal. Or it's the title of Chris Jericho. Because we haven't had Jack and Chris Jericho yet. We just had Ricky go for the title of Chris Jericho. I think maybe Jack gets the title of Chris Jericho. And that's where we see Jack moving forward. Christian, he'll go away for a little bit. I know he just came back, but he'll go away for a little bit. He just got buried. He's got to go away for a little bit. I don't think he's involved in any major storylines when he gets back. Someone mentioned it on our stream. I think it was Broadcast. ROH. I think ROH would be a fine option for Christian to go build up some talents over there, help build that brand. But I think he'll be away for a few months. Jack's got to go forward, go towards the title. If it's the title of Jericho and he beats him at Double or Nothing, hey, that's another big pay-per-view win for the kid, dude. So that's what I would do.
I love it.
I have to say I do love it because you just mentioned the Jericho. That fucking will work. That actually, I would not be mad about that. That got me thinking of that. Oh, Jericho and Jack Perry, huh? Now let's see Jericho could put him over. I like that. Okay, not a bad idea, TK. I mean, that's why you're the banger, man. Oh, okay. Come down, Mania's running wild, baby. Especially with this sexy stud who's gonna, give his take on it. Go ahead.
Before I talk about the matchup, I do want to say that Jack and Jericho would be fucking awesome because you already have the built-in story. You have, if you remember, go all the way back to 2019. The year ended, the last Dynamite of the year. It was Jungle Boy versus Chris Jericho, and the matchup was if Jungle Boy could last 10 minutes with Chris Jericho, then he would get a title shot, right? Jungle Boy lasted the 10 minutes. He didn't pin Jericho, but he lasted the 10 minutes. Now you can tell the story of, oh, well, look how much he's grown throughout the years. Now he's actually beating Jericho one-on-one actually getting that pinfall, not just lasting in the ring, but actually beating him. That'd be awesome. I think that could be a great story for him and really could take him to the next level. As for this matchup was good. Just like everyone else said on the live stream, this was a fun matchup for a shitty storyline. I thought that the storyline started out hot, but it really started to drag. And then when you're hitting like the 6-month mark, it's really dragging. But the matchup itself was fucking fire. I mean, I like that. I do feel like it was weird. Like, even if you see on the graphic here, it still says no holds barred. And then last minute, it turns into a final burial. I don't know. This is just me just talking shit. But like I said on the watch along, I wonder if this is a way of like Tony Khan just like saying that he hears like the shit that Undertaker's talking about. Cause this is totally up Undertaker's alley for like the, Undertaker style casket buried alive type matches. And then you had Undertaker like taking that little tiny dig at the Mike Tyson podcast. And we all know how Tony Khan has a fragile ego. So of course he's going to respond to everything. So I could see this being like a little tiny dig at Undertaker, but this was just too ominous of a matchup for someone like Jungle Boy and Christian Cage. Like, you don't think casket match, you don't think buried alive match when you think of these two. So I thought it was a little weird of a storyline, but the matchup was fire. I thought these guys brought it. The psychology, like Tim said, was there. The story was there, and the physicality was there. So I have no problem with this matchup.
That's fucking bullshit.
Bullshit, all right, Tony Khan. You don't disrespect the Undertaker, all right? Not Mark Calloway, no. Not what he's done for us. So you're bullshit. What the hell is wrong with you?
That's my favorite when Ivan does that.
You're
bullshit, Tony Khan.
Nipples, Tony Khan. Nipples, damn it.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
You better take that shit. I don't give a damn.
Yo, De Niro, you just got me nipple mania when you talked about that 2019 story with the fucking 10 minutes and then the title. Because I remember that very, very much so. Yeah. Jack was just a kid. Fuck, he's grown so much. Fuck, let's go.
The story tells itself, it's already built in. Go with it.
Damn, that's ooh, I like that. Oh man, it's good shit. All right. Speaking of good shit, let's see. Then no, that's not it, right? No, wrong one, ladies and gentlemen, because you couldn't put it earlier. Oh yeah, here we go. We won't there. You ain't there yet. Oh yes, we're here. The one I've been wanting to talk about. This is the one that gets me Jizzle Mania, gets me. Oh.
Did you say Jizzle Mania that time?
Yes,
Jizzle Mania is one step higher than Nipple Mania. So
yes, combined together, running wild, baby. This is what it is. That's what it is. It makes me that way. Rock hard, Juice Robinson. Sorry, Juice. I didn't take that away. No pun intended. Juice. Take it away. But man, we got to live something we have been dying to see, and it happened. And when this occurred, man, if you watch our watch along that we had on the Bloodline Entertainment, we went wild for this. I feel for me, everybody has their own, picks, but I feel for me, this is my pick of the night because the fact is just the psychology itself, everything. Shout out to all these 6 individuals to put a spectacular performance for all of us, even though, there's critique because the build was not there. And we'll talk about that because Tony Khan was asked about that at the media scrum. But, this was just incredible. I really, man, this is the one picture of the moment that I need to look for. If I can find it, I will look for it. Give me a minute. But all I can say is that shout out to the House of Black, finally getting the win. Incredible win, especially, Alistair getting the pin. And too bad it wasn't Kenny Omega, but I imagine it would have been Kenny. Oh, that's one thing I thought about when I went back and looked at this match. I'm like, if he would have pinned Kenny Omega, then we could have had our right there. Oh, you pinned me? Oh, you want to go out? And that's when we see Alistair calling him out for the IWGP US title, baby. Damn it, why? They missed that. They fucking missed it. They could have done that. That would have been so perfect heading in that direction. But it's fine. It's fine. And we might see a rematch. We might. Never know. We'll see. Well, what happens is Wednesday. But this picture tells 1,000 words, baby. When I saw this, Tony Khan, you need to fucking make this happen. It needs to happen. Hurry the fuck up, StreamYard. There you go. That needs to happen right there, ladies and gentlemen. Give me that fucking. Can you give me this fucking match one-on-one? Please give it to me.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want.
You give us what we want, man. We need to see this one-on-one. Kenny Omega and Alistair. I keep forgetting.
Your nipple mania is running wild right now, dude. Over this, I understand, dude. I feel you. Don't worry.
What can I say? This is like incredible. And then just that they were going for the Meltzer driver, and then that knee from Buddy Matthews. Oh my God, that looked nasty. They sold the shit out of this match, man. I am happy that they finally won it. A lot of us chose that they were not going to, because it's the Elite, it's the EVPs, but I am glad they went a different direction, because if they didn't, I think all of us fans in the IWC community would have been bitching about it. And it is the truth. I'm not going to hear it deny it. It's the damn truth. But, man, De Niro, I want to hear your Nipple Mania thoughts of this one, baby. Because I know you're going to go nipple well in this. So break it down, baby. Yeah.
Nah, yeah, 100%. Like I said it on the watch along. When you look at who's on that AEW roster, to me, this was the last like dream match you could think of, like on that roster. I have a few like little small ones, like not to mention like all of them, but I feel like, you know, Orange Cassidy versus Darby Allin, that never happened. That would be a cool matchup to see. But like, you know, like this matchup, when I think of the House of Black, like the first thing I thought of when they became a trio was, I can't wait until they go against the Elite. It took some time. We're finally here. This matchup definitely lived up to the hype. It delivered. All 6 men did their thing. They came and showed out. You mentioned that the Meltzer driver counter into the knee by Buddy Murphy or Buddy Matthews. So you said Aleister Black, so I'm saying Buddy Murphy. But by Buddy Matthews was fucking nasty. It was on the money. Brody King moves around like a cruiserweight and he hits like a fucking super heavyweight. I love that shit about Brody. Brody's the man. And then, yeah, like you said, Malachi and Kenny Omega one-on-one has to happen. I think that that's going to be a fucking banger. And we got a little preview here, but we didn't get a lot of Kenny and Malachi in the ring against each other. And I think that was by design. I think that it was because it's saving something for the future. And I think that when we do eventually get Kenny Omega versus Malachi, it's going to be a banger. But like Tim said on Sunday, I hope we don't see AEW Kenny Omega. I hope we get the New Japan cleaner against Malachi Black, because he's going to have to bring it to go against Malachi. But absolutely banger of a matchup. I fucking loved it. This was definitely a true highlight on the show.
Hell yes.
Yes, it was. Hell yes, it was.
This is such good shit.
Good shit, Devin. It was fucking good shit. And you want to talk about Nipple Mania? This match is going to run wild on this match right now. Take it away,
man. So this match was definitely a top 3 match of the night. There's no doubt about it. I had it, like I thought it was the match of the night, but there's another match we'll talk about, and then the main event was just fucking the main event was fucking ridiculous, and the other match was ridiculous. But this match, my God, I said straight up, listen, this was the match where I had a lock. All right, it was locked for me. If the fucking House of Black did not win this match, I said it. I was hosting the watch along. I don't give a fuck. I said, fuck my bloodline brothers. I said, fuck my kids who are sleeping. I'm not only walking out on the stream, I'm walking out of my house. I'm going to fucking just take a walk to the bar, walk in a pond. I'm just kidding. Wrestling's not that much.
Fuck! 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 Fuck!
I would have been you right there walking down to the bar. Fucking
yep. And they'd be like, what's wrong with you? I'd be like, oh, this wrestling match. And they would just look at me like, you're some sort of it, dude. But no, luckily, what's up, my brother? Tom.
Oh, what's going on?
Always here's my glass. Thanks for tuning in, brother. But what I will say is that didn't happen. And we got a banger of a match. Fast-paced, hard-hitting, very hard-hitting on the outside. That barricade, as we talked about on the live stream, did not give. And there were fucking a lot of moves into that barricade, that match. Brody, like you said, De Niro, was flying around that match like crazy. A bunch of fucking great spots. The face-to-face Ivan that you just posted up was fucking ridiculous, dude. And we will get that down the road, I feel like. The right team won. All jokes aside, the right team won 110%. Can't wait to see where they go fucking moving forward. Finally, this man has a direction, a championship with two fucking beasts right behind him, with Julia Hart playing a nice integral role as well. I love it. Now let's get the Young Bucks back into that tag team division. We'll talk about who's back. Let's get the Young Bucks back. Let's build that tag team division the fuck back up. And you saw it on Twitter today. The invisible hand, Don Callis, already said Kenny's going back into singles wrestling. He's going for something. So he ain't ready for MJF yet. All right, I'm not ready for that yet. I said on the watch along, I did say it. So if they did it, I'm not gonna bitch because I screamed it on the watch along. He needs to be fucking Kenny Omega, the star. So if it's Kenny Omega versus MJF, I'm not gonna cry about it, right? But he's got to go back into singles, and I don't know what that consists of. Because they're faces, I think, right? Like the Young Buck or the Elite.
Technically, yeah, they're faces.
So I don't know a heel. Like I think booking style. I don't know a heel for him to fight on the roster right now because Adam Cole would be the choice, but he is a face. So unless they do like a MJF Kenny Hangman triple threat or something like that, because you could run the Hangman Kenny back because they never did that, right? So you could rerun that back, put MJF in the mix. That would be cool as fuck, but. Kenny got to go back into singles action, no doubt. Kenny and Takeshita would be cool for sure. Don Callis turning on Kenny or something. I don't know. But Young Bucks tag team division, Kenny Omega singles division. Would not cry about Kenny and MJF at the next pay-per-view. But I wouldn't mind seeing him defend the IWGP US title at Double or Nothing against a viable opponent either. That would be cool. The house always wins. Let's see who they got in trios coming up next. I'd love to see some House BCC stuff, House versus fucking AR Fox and Top Flight stuff. And again, this is a mid-card belt. So let's see the other mid-card teams against them. And I will run back the Death Triangle against the House of Black all motherfucking day. And hey, maybe Eddie Kingston gets his head out of his ass and Eddie and LA or Santana and Ortiz do something. So like there's a lot. Because you had that story with Eddie and Malachi. So maybe Eddie, Ortiz, Santana, and you can fucking run that as well. So we got stories now, hopefully, to build. Build them, Tony. Build them. Give you the pencil. Build them. And get Kenny in the singles. Get the Bucks in the tag. Let's go.
I love it.
Oh, man.
Let's fucking go.
Oh, man. Jesus Christ.
Real I'm telling you, you gotta give this man the pencil.
Give him the pencil, damn it.
Every time I argue, every single time. There's never a time where he gives like a booking idea where I'm like, I don't think that would work. Every time I'm like, shit. Fucking fire. Like
my brother.
That's right. Absolutely. Man, because he'll have us going all like UFC history. We're gonna be like that. Shit. That's how we're gonna be. It seems like fucking gold, baby.
Love you. Yeah.
Oh, man, but for me, this is the match is not for me. But we'll see when we get almost towards the end. All right, now we can get into. There you go, the AEW Women's Championship match. Jamie Hayter, hate, like some people hate AEW. But I'm not gonna mention her names. That's right, my tribal chief. Yes, that's right. But tune in this Friday on Clark's Wrestling Podcast. They will be recapping AEW Revolution.
2 weeks in a row for AEW on
2 weeks.
Something tells me that's going to be a very different review than what we're doing right here.
This is going to be way different. I'm excited, but subscribe to Clark's Wrestling Podcast.
Most definitely.
And of course, Ruby Soho and Saraya. Juicy, baby. That's all I got to say. But this match was great. Very solid. It had us questioning what was going to happen during the match. We did not expect the aftermath of it because I'll be honest, I thought it was happening during the match or we see Soho give Saraya the pin. Like, here, you take it. Let's go. You take it. And then we see the turn from Ruby Soho. I thought that for me, it would have been interesting that way to kind of end the matchup. But I like either way, I like how it ended after because it got us questioning when we saw Ruby Soho, of course. Of course, Jimmy Hayter retained. She retained, and then after that, we did see the attack of Toni Storm and Saraya, and then we see Ruby Soho throwing him out the ring, and then we see Ruby. Yeah, we're the originals here. yes, we're the and then and Jimmy Hayter raising up Ruby Soho's arm, and then out of nowhere, bam, the kick. And then I was like, oh yes, we're getting that WCW, the wrestling. Yeah, we're getting that outsiders type of style storyline here. And mind you, Tony Khan is a big fan of WCW. And he explains why he kind of, inputs his booking because, seeing of like the old booking days of WCW and ECW. But I haven't seen the no ECW, maybe just a little, but I'll let the Nero debate on that one because that's something I cannot debate.
Maybe the next match.
Yeah, he won't think about that about the next match. Oh, yes. Yeah, very different review. This is going to be a very different review from the Tribal Chief. But, man, I enjoyed it. I am now excited, but we're going to save that best for last, ladies and gentlemen, in regards of overall, the aftermath. We're going to give our take about that. We'll save that. But this match was solid. I would not say it was the best, but it was just solid. Great job for Saraya too, because I'm glad she's back. She's back doing something that she loves to do. The passion is there, you could tell, and just the love that she has for the sport of professional wrestling. Mm-hmm. I am enjoying every moment of it, and I don't care if she's a heel or a face. I am a big fan of Saraya no matter what. So kudos to you, Saraya. That is right. And kudos to your brother, because I know that was the cameraman right there. I know it was him. There was no fucking way that the cameraman would be like throwing himself like that. Nope. You could tell that was your brother right there. That was. You got him involved somehow. But, man, take a lead back to you, TK. Give us your thought about this.
Yeah, brother. I really enjoyed this match. All three women tore the house down as we thought. I was surprised with the ending. Jamie Hayter gets another roll-up win. I feel like she's always getting these roll-up wins, which is fine with me. De Niro, I think it was you who called it out on the watch-along. I apologize if it wasn't. Like every match got an intro video. There was no intro video for this. Was it you, Ivan?
Yes.
So, all right, my bad, brother. That's why I said I wasn't sure who. I didn't want to.
Oh, hell no. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to do it.
No, solo!
I have to, man.
The fuck?
Yo, we're match 4 at this point. I'm like, I'm getting deep at this point on the watch along, but I digress. This match was
shucky, ducky, quack, quack.
Getting deeper, right?
Yeah, this match. Well, I mean, shit. I mean, this match, just fucking Tony Storm, Britt. My God, the fucking hater, Saraya. That's not what we're here to talk about. No. Anyway, the match itself was fucking phenomenal. I was very surprised with the winner. I would have bet a lot of money Saraya would have walked away with the belt to progress this 5-on-5 story. I also did think Ruby would be on the side. I said it 1,000 times. There's no way in fuck Ruby is teaming with DMD and Hayter. So it made sense. And the match was good. And I look forward to seeing where the story is going to go. I very much so look forward to the 5-on-5 when it goes down. It'll probably be Spring Stampede. I more so look forward to seeing who's going to be on the OG side of things. And they better not disrespect Sheeta. She better be back in no time on that team. And I'm looking forward to see if Thunder Rosa's involved and if Jade's involved, because we're Jade.
Mm-hmm. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, such good shit. De Niro, take it away, my brother.
This matchup was another great matchup. Definitely delivered. All three women had really good chemistry with each other in there too. I like how they brawled around in the crowd a little bit. You know what I mean? Especially with those 8K cameras. Awesome. Yeah, I like that Jamie Hayter retained because, people were counting her out already in this matchup because it was a triple threat and then you had Saraya in there. So cool that she retained. Whether it was a roll-up or not, I do like that it was a roll-up just because it's like she got out with like the skin of her teeth. It wasn't like a clear victory, which also keeps Saraya and Ruby strong. But cool matchup. Aftermath was good. And I like that the fact that they went with the logical reasoning in the Aftermath with, Ruby is not original. You know what I mean? She came in just like everybody else later on. So it makes sense. So I think that it was cool that they went logical here. Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about the Aftermath now, should I continue to
go for it?
All right, yeah, I think that this is going to really lead to something cool because I would love if, like Tim said, if Jade does join the originals, because we haven't seen Jade mix it up with some of the upper echelon of that women's roster. You know, she's been fighting like the same women. I believe it was you, Tim, who mentioned that. Like, what's the storyline that she has? Like fighting Kira Hogan and was it Red Velvet and kicking them out of the baddies and shit. Like, this is not going to really elevate Jade. Jade has a money-making persona. She is a star. She's going to be a huge money star. Where do we see the progression? You know what I mean? I've been saying for months that it's time that Jade starts to have longer matches against better opponents, because that's how you're going to get better. You don't get better by facing the same opponents. You get better by facing people that are better than you. You learn in the ring. So I feel like she needs to get that. And I would love if she, you know, mixes it up with people like Saraya and Toni Storm, because that's going to elevate Jade. Only thing is, Jade is a natural heel. So seeing Jade on the babyface side would be interesting, but it could also show another dimension to her. But I do love the idea. I know everyone was talking about it. I think Dom brought it up on the watch along. I love the idea of a possible blood and guts with the originals versus the stars who, you know, came into the company and trying to take over. But definitely happy with Ruby Soho with joining Saraya and Tony, because I definitely thought it would have been stupid as fuck if she joined the originals. She wasn't an original. She came last year. Like, the fuck? Why would she be an original? So I think that it was cool that they went with the logical answer.
And Britt and Jamie have done nothing but fuck this woman over for the past year. Every step of her fucking AEW path, Britt and Jamie have fucked her over. Why would she go with Britt and Jamie? Like Thunder Rosa. I don't give a fuck if she's she made no sense. No sense. Thunder Rosa, she got to go to that side too and give that team so much star power that when the OGs are getting beat down, right? So it's like fucking DMD and Jamie and Sheeta and Riho, and they're getting beat down by those three that we just named: Saraya, Tony, Ruby, Thunder, and like Athena or something. You know, they'll find a fifth. And then fucking who's the fifth, right? We need a fifth for this side. Boom! That's when Jade comes out and just fucking powerhouse beasts all the fucking outsiders, and bang, there's your 5-on-5. Let's fucking go.
I love it.
That's right. Hey, man, adding Thunder to it. I mean, you know, I chose for her to go to the originals, but now you guys are really making me turn my story, you know, my decision around. Kind of makes sense, because now, you know, you guys have valid points. And one thing I was like, yeah, imagine we have a women's League of Nations, women's League of Nations. You got, of course, Soho represented, you know, the U.S. You got Saraya and Hayter representing England. And then you have Thunder Rosa representing Mexico. There you go. That's your League of Nations right there, women's style. That'll be, hey, I like that. Hey, I would like that type of stuff. And man, just them four. And I'm saying, and add Athena, add another one, Athena. That'll be 5. You get your blood and guts, or you get your anarchy. You know how Fashion Cat said on the chat. Have them 5 versus, okay, you have, you know, Britt, Jamie Hayter, Jade Cargill, who else I would say? Hikaru Shida, and Riho. Those were really pretty much your originals. Maybe I would say Nyla Rose, get her involved. Maybe so. I would say maybe Nyla Rose should get involved. I think she deserves a break. I know that, you know, mind you, she was the, you know, the beginning one too. So I don't mind Nyla Rose to be a part of that group. If not her, then I'm just trying to think of who else. Serena Deeb. Hopefully she comes back. Maybe Serena Deeb. But, you know, we haven't seen her. She's been injured. And I know, can we say that she's an original? It's tough call, to be honest. I don't know if you guys see it on Serena Deeb, but
What's the update on Statlander? Is she like?
Oh yeah, there you go.
She would be perfect for this.
Yes, you're right.
I saw that today. They were saying the summer, and that's why that Jade hasn't done anything, because our Stat was supposed to take the belt off Jade. All right, we all know that. But Tony Khan, you dumb fucking prick. All right, change your story, motherfucker. Your girl's out for 9 months. Change your fucking story, dick, idiot.
I used to think
Jade, so Jade has to suffer because this woman fucking tore her ACL for the second time. Like Jade is suffering because of Chris Statlander. Love Stat. Love her.
Yeah.
Fickle. They're fickle.
I'm serious. I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
You gotta take it, man. Whether you like it or
I'm gonna
not.
play that like 10 times tonight.
It's gonna happen. He's gonna get critiqued. He's gonna get it. But you're right. I forgot about fucking Statlander too. You're right. You're absolutely right. It makes total sense in the world. Maybe her being, one of the fifth members or the fourth member. It's just tough. It's tough. Yeah, I'd rather have Statlander. And then you know what, Tim? Now that you brought that up, then maybe we could see the aftermath after. Then we can see the Statlander and Jade feud happens after let's say they win, right? Let's just break it down. I know we're jumping the gun here. Let's say the blood and guts happen. Statlander and Jade to go right along with Britt, Saraya, Jade, Statlander, probably get Rico or Sheeta. Whoever, doesn't matter. Let's say they win. Then from there, then we could possibly see it happen there. Then we see the Statlander and Jade feud beginning from there where it's supposed to be, finish where you're starting, and then you get it from there. Maybe you nailed it, man. I agree. I absolutely agree, brother. Hell yeah. That's good shit, baby. That's good shit. Booking idea. If the cards are right, how about sending Britt, Jamie, or Jade to the tangle with Don? Ooh, and yes, baby. Thunder Rosa can challenge him. Yes, baby. Yes.
What's up, Brian? Big shout out to Brian.
Yes, bro, my boy Brian, baby. What's going on? And Porfirio, what's going on? Kind of appreciate you for tuning in, brother. Thank you. Yeah, Stanley would be a great choice. Like I said, we'll see down the direction what Tony Khan decides to do throughout the year because he still has that All Elite Women event that he wants to do. Maybe he can, like how Brian mentioned in the chat, get women from other promotions since they are working good with New Japan Stardom. They could get AAA, women stars. Maybe not. I don't see CML because of AAA. I do see maybe Impact probably get involved one more time. Who knows? Let's hope for the best that it does happen. We will wait and see. All right. Well, this is the one that Aaron wants to critique, but I'm gonna save him best for last because I want to get his critique since Tony Khan has the mindset of want to be Paul Heyman here, and I don't know. Sorry, he is not, ladies and gentlemen. He is not. By the way, such a powerhouse. Like haters. Yeah, that's the only problem, man. She can't stay healthy, man. It sucks. I totally agree. But man, what a match! What a storytelling matchup here between Adam Hangman Page and Jon Moxley in a Texas test match, baby. It was brutal. Very, very brutal. Did not expect the outcome of the ending of this match to how it occurred, with Hangman choking out Moxley with the chain by one of the ropes, and him tapping out. Wait a minute, is this our last man standing? Was this supposed to be this is where it threw me off that it had that, and I'm like, and I'm trying to go back to remember, if you guys remember the Moxley and Lance Archer. It was the same match, correct? They had the same type of style. When
the U.S. champion, the U.S.
Was it the same style of match? Yes, right or no?
I believe it was also like last man standing rules.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're right. Okay. So I don't know how they booked this one, but this one, I mean, I enjoyed it overall. Great performance for these two guys. Glad that Hangman got to win. Now, I think for me, I think we are going to get the heel side of BCC moving forward. Move along from Hangman, get that story is done. That needs to be done. Move on. I don't mind if they book it this Wednesday. I don't mind if it's Hangman and Dark Order versus them again. That's fine. We need to have the 6-man because they were supposed to book that. I don't know why you didn't do it, Tony Khan. It should have happened in the first place. But I don't mind that. But we'll see. Like I said, we'll see the outcome of it. We'll see what's the aftermath between these two. But I feel that, BCC go on doing their own thing. And maybe in Ring of Honor, so you see, Claudio and Wheeler. We'll see what Moxley will maybe, come collab, transition into Ring of Honor and then come back to AEW. Adam maybe could be the next challenger, but we'll get into that. I think we're going to see that best for last. But yeah, TK, give us your take on this matchup, and are you happy that this storyline is over, baby, or is that over?
Yeah, bro. This was the match I was most looking forward to going in. This was the match that told the best story going in. Plus, these guys are fucking two badass motherfuckers. We knew it was going to be physical. We knew it was going to be violent, and it didn't let it down. This is probably the most violent match that I personally can remember watching on television, and I don't know how long. Like, Mox was straight up just stabbing Hangman in the head with a fork. I don't know how I feel about it. It is what it is. I mean, if that's what these guys want to do, then fuck it. It's an alternative on the show. Sam Adonis said last night, I'll put a cheap plug out on the Tim King show right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Sam Adonis, great interview, great dude, great wrestler. Go check him out at The Real Sam Adonis. On the show, he said, pro wrestling should be for the whole family, right? There should be something for everybody on the show. And maybe that was for somebody. I don't know that I need to see some dude getting stabbed in the head with a fork in my pro wrestling, but maybe that's for somebody. So I'm not going to fucking sit here and shit on it. But this match was the second best match of the night for me. It passed the Trios Championship match, and, we'll talk about what was match of the night. But I loved it, dude. The right man won. Hangman needed to get the win. AEW original needed to go over. I was screaming about it going into the show. There will be the right winner of this match, the right winner of the championship match, and that will be the match at Double or Nothing. And I'm very certain of that being the one-on-one, not the match with Kenny, but this will be the one-on-one match at Double or Nothing, as that makes all the sense in the world. As far as the BCC goes, Mox got to go away for a little bit. You don't get choked out by a fucking chain and lose this blood feud, tap out and come back on Dynamite and start a new program or wrestle another match. Mox has got to go away for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever. Go away for a little bit. Brian, he got to go away too, man. We'll talk about it. But Brian got to go away for a little bit too. He can't come back on Dynamite and be like, oh, the better man won. No, he's got to go a little bit away too. Claudio, he's got to go step to ROH and be the ROH champion. Get off. And I hate saying this all right, because AEW needs all the star power they can get on their weekly television to boost ratings and move stories. But I think Claudio and Wheeler need to go to ROH and lose those belts. Claudio needs to lose that belt to Roosh. Wheeler needs to lose that belt. I don't give a fuck really to who he needs to lose that belt to. All right. And then they need to come back to AEW, and Mox needs to come back then, and Brian needs to come back then. Fresh start. 4 of them have never been together. They have never been in the ring together, the 4 of them. They lost their belts. These guys just lost. Mox tapped. Brian tapped. Fucking Claudio just lost to Roosh. Wheeler just lost his title. These guys are down. They need to come back to fucking together. I don't know if it's faces. I don't know if it's heels. It doesn't really matter. They come back. They forge in combat and become better than ever. Step away. Come back. Great match. Let's go.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. See, this is nipple mania fucking running wild, baby. That's what he does, baby. He just... this is why he is the banger of bangers, baby, because of that reason. That's right.
This is such good shit.
Because he has that
Ruthless aggression.
just aggression. That's what he
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Papi Chulo De Niro, take it away.
This matchup was phenomenal. I really did enjoy it, right? My only thing is, and I've been saying this, just like when I talk about the women and everything else, I say this shit week in and week out. If Moxley didn't bleed every single matchup, the amount of blood in this matchup would mean that much more. I do feel like there is a place for this type of matchup, especially for the feud. This was the perfect matchup for 2 guys who really went into this matchup hating each other. Just beat the shit out of each other, right? So the matchup, it fits. But it's just the fact that Moxley bleeds every single week, to whether it's on AEW Dark or fucking, walking in the goddamn parking lot like gust of wind cuts his man open. I feel like shit. That's the reason why you hold off on blood until moments like this, where you then have a bloodbath and it's like, oh my God, what are we watching? You take away from that effect when Moxley bleeds every single week. Besides that, though, that's been my only critique of Moxley for God knows how long. But I can't critique Moxley much because Moxley's the fucking man. This matchup was a banger. I loved it. It really was another highlight on this show. And I feel like, like Tim said, Moxley deserves some time off. He was supposed to get time off after All Out, but then everything happened. He stuck around, and now here we are, Revolution. like 6 months later, it's time this man takes some time off. He's been running hard for a long time in AEW, probably one of the hardest working men in AEW. So he definitely deserves time off. And I love the idea of Hangman Page versus MJF at Double or Nothing. You know, the first Double or Nothing, Hangman Page won the first matchup. MJF and Hangman Page had that little spat with Bret Hart, you know. So we were building this. These are the two new faces for AEW. Now, all these years later, why not have them in the main event? Who better right now than Hangman Page? Hangman Page is fucking killing it right now, and MJF is killing it. So I would love that main event if that's where they go with it.
Who better than Canyon, baby? Who better than Canyon? You said who better? I'm sorry. Hey,
better.
Rest in peace, my brother. Rest in peace, man. Miss that guy. That's another underrated guy for sure that never got credit where credit's due. Best. Oh, man, valid points, man. You guys are fucking killing it tonight, baby. I love it. This is why.
All you killing. De Niro just killed that shit though, for real, man. I didn't want to cut. I don't want to cut anyone off, but De Niro just fucking slayed that shit.
Oh yes, he did.
You're booking fucking magic over here. I'm just talking shit.
Yes, your booking is mad.
Wonderful.
We rhyme together, baby. That's what we do. We rhyme together, baby. That's
got the booking committee.
Yeah.
Say something. You got the booking committee.
Hell yeah. See, even Brian, shout out to Brian saying, hell of an interview last night, TK. Mox and Hangman 30.
Thank you, Brian.
Bloody Max, the movie. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Turn into the ring, into the bloody climax of taxi driver. Fuck yeah. Oh, my God. Love you, Brian. Good fucking. Oh, man. Oh, my God. I didn't thought about that. Fucking Brian. Now I want to see Taxi Driver. Now I want to see that movie. Now. Jesus. All right. And then we got, of course, the TNT Championship. Samoa Joe, the king of television, defending the TNT Championship versus Wardlow. Man. Yes. But, of course, the outcome of this match, I'm going to Heel Liz, I love you, but you're not going to hate me because, sorry, you know. Yes, Nipple Mania, baby. That's right. We need to make a shirt, Nipple Mania. Sean O'Hara, another underrated. Yes, absolutely, totally agree. And I want to give a shout out to Heel Liz first of all. She was actually, you know, she's part of Lucha Libre Online. She was at the Medium Scrum herself. If you follow her on IG, I don't know if they post. It was a story. I don't know if it's gone. I was trying to look for it so I could share it here, but I'm pretty sure it's gone. She asked Wardlow questions. You know, she was asking questions. Phenomenal job she did. Really enjoy, you know, La Mera Mera podcasting. Heel Liz, we love you. We're so extremely proud of you, what you're doing out there. Representing SoCal at its best here for Southern California, baby. Hell yeah, that's how you do it. Keep killing it, my girl. Keep killing it. We're extremely proud of you. Believe me. Can't wait to have you back on the show. I'll tell you that. But, man, like I said, this matchup, like I said, you know, I expected the ending to be better. I didn't expect the ending to be Samoa Joe, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on this. This is the first time we see Joe submit in AEW. He didn't submit. He passed out, of course, but, you know, basically him being asleep. I mean, we see him taking pinfalls, but I never thought I would see this of Samoa Joe. So kudos to Samoa Joe for putting over Wardlow. That I'll give him credit where credit's due. But I wish this match could have delivered better. It was kind of difficult to kind of fall back, you know, especially coming, you know, right after the match of, you know, the Texas Death Match. It's hard to come, you know, to see if we can get the crowd going after. Like I said, we'll get into the media scrum of his reasons of everything with Wardlow, but solid for Wardlow. I'm glad he's a champion, and let's just see what happens next. But I kind of expected this match to be a little bit better. I wanted the ending to be a little bit better. The back and forth was great, but I still feel like it could have delivered more better. But we'll see, you know, that's just my critique about it. So, Deniro, I'll take it back to you, man. How do you feel about this TNT title?
I mean, the matchup was I do think that this matchup could have been better. I don't know what it is about Wardlow, but since coming back, I'm not feeling the whole, you know, short hair look. I'm not feeling the Taz singlet. He looked a little weird in that. Wardlow's the fucking man. Like, they didn't have to do nothing to this man. He was already self-made. I don't know why they made all these changes, but On top of that, what bothered me about this matchup after knowing what happens in the main event, after seeing the Texas Death matches, we didn't need Samoa Joe to be submitted. You know what I mean? It was already big enough that Jon Moxley tapped out for the first time ever.
Good call.
Spoiler alert, we all probably know what happened in the main event, but it's like it was a big deal that happened. We'll talk about it when it happens, but it's a big deal that another person submitted. So why the fuck would you have Samoa Joe submit here to Wardlow, who's not even a submission wrestler, did not even have that what's called coquina clutch on the right way? It was a little you know what I mean? I would have been fine with Wardlow winning. Even though I'm not fine with Wardlow winning, I want Samoa Joe to take this title. But I would have been fine with Wardlow winning with the fucking, whether he does the Powerbomb Symphony, which he could do on Joe. I seen him do it on bigger men, so it wasn't because Joe's too big, right? I would have been fine with the regular pinfall victory. I don't know why they had to do Samoa Joe passes out to his own move. That's the only overall matchup was probably the weakest on the night, in my opinion.
TK, do you agree, or how do you feel about it?
I don't really need to talk. I just need to say, repeat what De Niro just said, man. Like, he was spot on with literally everything he said. Yo, I wanted to see Wardlow powerbomb Joe 3 times, 4 times. That would have been dope. I just ended you. I said it a bunch, man. You know how you guys all know how I feel about Wardlow. You all know how I feel about big meaty men. Dude, video. Like, I don't understand why the fuck the hair chopped off. I don't know why he's got some singlet riding up his fucking asshole, dude. Dude was so hot and over when he squashed MJF. To think 9 months later where we are with him is so, and it's fucked up to say, because he just won a fucking championship on a pay-per-view. But to think 9 months ago where he was compared to now, it's with the fans. It's just with the fans. You know what I mean? Right. Not with the booking, but with the fans. It's fucking sad, dude. It's really fucking sad. And the weirdest part about it is what they're going to do on Wednesday. And, you know, this match was whatever. I think for all of us, this match was whatever because we all cared because we knew what was going to happen on Wednesday against Hobbs. And it was like, why would this match be announced versus Hobbs already? Because it's going to – this belt's been hot potato. Like, I don't want to fucking sit here and beat a fucking –
It's the damn truth. It's the fucking 24/7 title of AEW. Right. I don't give a damn what anybody tells me. You can go ahead and critique me. Comment right below. Trust me. And when you do, I'm going to tell you this, guys.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
Jerry.
I just fucking don't. I mean, it's the damn truth. Prove me wrong. Bakley tried to do it last time. No. Sorry, Bakley. I love you, but no.
No, bro, the belt moves, man. And the belt just moved again. And it's like, you don't want, I don't want it. I know the chat probably don't want it. You guys don't want, we don't want Hobbs to lose on Wednesday. Like, Hobbs should have beat Wardlow at fucking Full Gear when they did this triple threat. And now Hobbs looks like a star, fucking King Kong standing up there, fucking on top of that ladder, just this big meaty motherfucker, dude. And he's going to lose to Wardlow? No. And Wardlow's,
No. Hell no.
No, that's it. No. Fuck no, hell no. Like, either one of them. Why? Joe should have won. Hobbs beats Joe. Move on. But whatever. Maybe we talked about in the watch long. Maybe like Wardlow goes over Hobbs, cheap roll up or something. Hobbs beats the fuck out of Wardlow. And that sets up the feud. Maybe that's what it is. The end of the day, 24/7 title. You're right. Like, and that's why I said 9 months ago, he's over. Like, fuck, what is this belt? Who cares? Fuck it. For him, he's above this belt. Wardlow is above this belt. I don't know, man. That's it.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate, man, because we, you know, like how our Tribal Chief said, it's like the struggle is building big men, and it is kind of a struggle. Mm-hmm. With it because it's just, you know, like how I said it like a while back, it's just Wardlow, but I understood why he left and why he had to drop the belt because it was personal reasons. And here's one thing I will give AEW what credit's due, and especially how they're really good of keeping secrets of personal lives, and I give kudos to Wardlow because He didn't post anything on social media, what's going on in his personal life, the passing of his father, everything else. I will check my condolences to him and his father and his family. But I'll give kudos to them because they were able to, and it made me understood why when I saw the media scrum, what he mentioned. And I'll comment on when we get to it because I want to save that for last. Because there's a valid points that I wanted to key things that everybody said in that scrum that I want to hear you guys take on it. But actually, I'll tell you about this one. Pretty much, might as well just get it out of the way. Wardlow pretty much he wanted to repackage himself. He did not want it to be something that he's really not. I guess the ponytail, and he just wanted to just be the real Wardlow. That's what he was mentioning on the media scrum. So what's next after you? You have the likes of a win over MJF. Are you planning to go after the title since you're the only one that pinned MJF clean and you're able to actually, dethrone him? He praised Will Hobbs for, they both come from the same, thread of where you started from the bottom where you're at now. And so, Wardlow's pretty much he's just trying to expose. He's just trying to pretty much be a character of himself, which we're barely going to get to know now, coming up, starting this Wednesday and moving forward. I am with you, Tim, that maybe we are going to see maybe the beginning of this feud. Maybe let's say Hobbs loses, right, and then Hobbs destroys him right after. Then the feud. Now, can we please? This is where it should left where it started. Them one-on-one only. No Samoa Joe. Don't add another person. No triple threat. Let your two young talents, Tony Khan, that you couldn't rely on last time because you added a veteran. Let these men fucking wrestle and let them tell a story to all of us. Because if you want to put your young talent over, this is the opportunity now for this TNT title. You need to make this title relevant again. And I hope these two guys can do it. If it is hot potato between these two, fuck it. I don't care. As long as it stays within the two. Give me a best out of 7. I don't care. You're having two big, meaty men at least going at it for this damn title. And it's not going around to somebody else. Like Darby, or let's say you give it to Sammy again, or you say you give it no. Let these men have an actual storyline, a feud, so then we can get to know them more. Us, the Book of Hobbs, how they said on the chat, the real Wardlow, how he said in the media, scrum. Fine, let us have it then, but do not add nobody else in this storyline. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. I mean, I don't know if you guys feel the same, but that's how I feel. I mean, it should be them two just with this title.
No, I'm with you, brother. I think that as crazy as it sounds, because we've talked about how guys like Jack and Ricky need to be in this level. If Wardlow and Hobbs just fucking banged it out until All Out and they had this epic fucking back and forth feud, I'd be down because they're the future of the company. They're future world champions, dude. They're stars. They are stars if booked right. Do I think it happens? Probably not. But TK better fucking do both of these guys right.
Yeah. One thing I'm fantasy booking right now. Get them to the point that they're gonna love each other. Hell, they can at least be fucking tag team champions. Have two big meaty men going after those belts. I wouldn't mind that. I honestly wouldn't because you have two guys. That'll be fire. Now you have someone who could carry that tag team division too. Two heavy men who go like, oh shit, we got these two giants. Just going at. That'll be a hell of a team, right? Jesus, who will stop these two guys if they fucking team up? Who? Wow. That's Burger King right there. And Buddy Matthews.
That's Nipple Mania right there.
Oh, it is Nipple Mania.
I do gotta say though, like the whole 24/7 title comparison is so true because if you think about why this is hot potato, it's going back to the same guys, just like R-Truth, Drake Maverick, that whole shit where it was like back and forth. Like it's been Sammy, Darby, Joe, Wardlow, Joe, Darby, Sammy. And like, bro, what the fuck? Like, there's a lot of people that deserve that title, and there's a lot of people who you could build up for that title. Like we were talking earlier, Jungle Boy, that would be a great title for Jungle Boy, but not now. Right now, this shit is just another fucking title that is just being thrown around. Like, you got to fucking build that shit up. You got to give it prestige again. I mean, not to compare all the time to the WWE, but look at what Triple H did with the IC title and the US Championship. Like those were two titles that had no prestige after they were just like hot potatoed and really meant nothing in the WWE the last couple of years. He takes the pen and he's just fucking bringing back prestige to that. Now the IC title is a huge major deal. Going into WrestleMania, it's like, whoa, got to see that IC championship matchup. Going into WrestleMania, it's like, yo, US championship matchup, fucking John Cena versus, and not to go off on Raw, but it's like, you see how they're making these titles big deals and they didn't mean much last year at this time. So this is what AEW needs to do. They need to have this title actually mean something. And I thought 100%, I thought Joe was going to be that guy who could hold that title for a long time, have good feuds, and just bring prestige back to that championship. I thought he was going to have a Miro-like run because I feel like the last time this title meant anything was when Miro held the title.
Don't get me started with Miro, bro, because we already know where the hell is that going. I'm going to start yelling. I don't want to yell. I ain't trying to yell, I hope Miro. Miro, you should be watching me, man. We talk about you, baby.
We love Miro.
We love you.
Miro.
Should I put
Miro bloodline?
De Niro, let me ask you a quick question before we move on, though. If Joe would have never lost that belt to Darby, would it have made his run or his reign more relevant and made Wardlow's win over him more relevant? Or does it not matter because it just happened so quick? Pay-per-view to pay-per-view.
I feel like if Joe, first of all, I don't think Joe should have lost that title to Darby if you're going to just win it back 2 weeks later and then lose it. But I think I'd probably still feel the same just because the Wardlow match did not have that much build to it. I feel like Samoa Joe should have beat Wardlow and then Hobbs should have beat Joe on Dynamite.
I dig it. And this comment from Broadcast was epic. I was thinking in my head, Ice Train, Scott Norton, Fire and Ice. I think Teddy Long was her manager, like circa 1994, dude. That was it. And then Scott Norton turned on Ice Train, dude, joined the NWO not long after that, dude. Yeah, man. I'm with Broadcast. Like, you're like in my head in the future, brother. Yeah, good call. Good shout out, my man. For sure.
Shout out, man. Oh my God, dude.
That's
a good. Hell yeah, Scott Norton was the shit, man. Underrated, another one.
So underrated.
Doesn't give it, what credit's due, man. Jesus.
Has anyone seen Scott Norton versus Joey Janela at Spring Break?
I haven't seen it yet.
No.
Fire ass match, yo. Scott Norton still got it. He's tossing around Joey Janela like nothing.
That's funny.
All right, then we're going to go ahead and move on to the entertainment side. Yes, it's entertainment side, ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not. That is the AEW World Tag Team Championship match. It's been in a fatal four-way. Of course, the Gun Club, the Guns, basically, I guess. But it's still a Gun Club to us regardless. Versus Danhausen, Orange Cassidy, Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and the Acclaim, baby. And, of course, the Guns with the upset with the win. But, of course, we get the return of top guys are back. FTR. I don't know how the hell Dax Harwood was bleeding. I maybe somebody scratched them or something happened. But this match was, I would say, it was entertaining. It was great. Because we needed that entertainment, that filler side from Danhausen and Orange. I still digress. There should have been Aussie Open involved at least, or give me Butcher and Blade or the Lucha Brothers. I don't care. It's not that I lose disrespect to Hausen or Cassidy. It's just you want to make the tag team division mean something, and it's not really meaningful right now. Take it away from the Acclaim. Do I feel like that was a mistake? I feel it was because there were the one thing that we're making those titles. Oh my God, people are coming to. You see the majority of people, the fans, showing up with daddy ass shirts, and that's the hottest tag team you have right now. The best thing you can do is help build feuds with everybody else, and now you're gonna give your. I'm gonna get hated for this, but it's the truth. Top guys are gonna win those belts, and this is like it was just really handed to them. Honestly, like I'm not like I said, it's nothing against FTR. This is not their fault. I think that it's more booking. Tony Khan. It's just that you're gonna give them the belt this way. I will be shocked if you really put over the Guns over FTR. I'll be really shocked, but I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's losing for me. I'm losing interest of that tag team division.
Ivan, this is going to be good because I haven't got to digress on anything versus anyone all night. So we're going to get our first debate. Love it. I'm going to disagree with you solely because of this fact right here. I argued with our boy Bakley hardcore last year. FTR held the IWGP, AAA, and ROH Tag Team Championships. And people tried to tell me that they were a relevant team. And I said, no, motherfucker. No, motherfuckers. No, IWC. FTR isn't a relevant team because FTR isn't on fucking TV, all right? They can hold all the titles in the motherfucking world, but they're not on TV. Do you know the only title that fucking matters? The AEW tag team titles, because that'll get you on TV weekly. And you know what they're going to get now? You know what they're going to, because they earned it. They should have fucking, all the belts should have been on the line. FTR versus the Young Bucks. Their 3 belts against the Young Bucks belt before the fucking Swerve in Our Glory took them. Great match. Fun story. Great ladder match. But at the end of the day, or great match when they won it, but at the end of the day, it should have been Young Bucks versus FTR in a ladder match for all 4 of those belts, in which FTR won, earned those belts. So to me, FTR just took a little break that they earned. They're going to come back after a funeral that the Guns had and get what they fucking rightfully earned, deserved, and should have had long ago. And hopefully that motherfucker builds the tag team division around them. So I don't think they're getting handed something. I think that they deserve that long ago. Sorry, my brother.
No, you're fine. Hey, this is closer to debate for a reason, man. Hey? I already know, Papi Chulo. But my thing, the only thing I debate is the fact is, who are they going to win it from is where I am debating from. That's you have valid points. I'm not disagreeing there. However, the only one I disagree is the people who are they taking it from. I'm sorry, Guns, you're still not winning me over. It's not there. Like little by little, if they would have used you guys a little bit more better and take you more seriously with the firm now, but the firm is no longer serious or more of a joke now. That's where my bullet points that I dislike. Then maybe I could be more invested with the Guns. I like the fact, I get they're gonna, what you mentioned, they're gonna leave off where they left off with them interfering, attacking them at Ring of Honor, the last event, them, getting, attacking FTR, the Guns, and then having the funeral thing. But then what's next? Then that's where I'm at. Give me tag teams who's going to be next for FTR. We can see that it's going to build, FTR will build that division, but who would you put them first after they win it? Who would you put them first?
No, I'm with you, bro. And I 110% agree with you. They need to build that division back up. So I think having FTR in there is huge. And I think having the Young Bucks back in the tag team division will be huge. Do you go Young Bucks FTR right away and just blow that shit up? I don't know, but FTR, you got the Lucha Brothers there. Yo, we didn't get to see it for like 9 weeks, but FTR and Aussie Open is right in front of our motherfucking faces, dude. You got that right there. The Acclaimed. I want my belts back, bitch. I didn't lose. I didn't get pinned. All right, you beat the Guns. You didn't beat me. We beat you. Like, there are stories there. You could build that tag team division. I'm with you on what you're saying. They're just going to get handed the belts now. I understand your point for sure. And yes, baby, they need to build that tag team division back up 110%. But FTR should have been the AEW tag team champions long ago. Should have had a nice reign with those belts, and hopefully they get one now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree with that. I do agree because I feel like FTR had the best year last year for any tag team. And then they took this little break, which was well-deserved the way they were running and fucking winning titles from every company. Well-deserved to have that little break off. And then I don't know if it was true, but, the negotiations for the contract and all that. So coming back, now they're staying with AEW. Like, you got to keep that momentum hot because they were hot all 2022. So right now I feel like, especially because you already had that built-in storyline with the Gun Club, the Gun Club attacked them. It's not like, it would be different if like Orange Cassidy and like Danhausen won the tag titles and then FTR just showed up saying we're next. It's like you had that storyline with the Gun Club because the Gun Club had a fucking funeral for these guys. You know what I mean? Way before Jungle Boy was fucking throwing Christian Cage in the grave, the fucking Gun Club had a funeral for FTR. So FTR, they have that feud already with them. It makes sense. I wouldn't do the Young Bucks right away. I think you build up to that. Maybe Double or Nothing, maybe even wait until Full Gear probably, or All Out. That'll be next. Full Gear is way too far. All Out, but yeah, I think that bringing the Young Bucks back would be good. I think bringing the Lucha Bros back would be good to the tag team division. You really got to build that tag team division up. It's really depleted with all the trios that they got. But then if you take all these guys out of the trios, what trios do you have? You know what I mean? That are real threats to House of Black. So it is hard to figure out what they could do here. I think that FTR being the tag team champions is going to be a good start, though, because that's probably the best tag team in the world. And them holding the titles is going to be a big upgrade from the Gun Club. And that's coming from someone who's a fan of the Gun Club. So, yeah. As for this matchup, though, this matchup was pretty entertaining. You know, we all know why it was in this spot. You really wanted to give the crowd a little bit of like a breather because we know we're going into a fucking Iron Man match after this for 60 minutes. You want the crowd a part of all 60 of those minutes. So this was like a breather matchup, but it did have a lot of entertainment in it. Shout out to Satnam Singh. I feel like that guy's going to be a fucking star. Shout out to my man, Double J, Jeff Jarrett. Still in co-main events of pay-per-views. It's 2023. My man is still looking good, still moving good. And shout out to his partner, who I will fucking continue to be a big fan of and will always say deserves a lot more. Jay Lethal, you better win that fucking All-Atlantic this Wednesday. Jay Lethal is the fucking man. He's the fucking franchise of Ring of Honor and deserves a lot better in AEW.
Wait, who's the one that wasn't a big fan of Jay Lethal? Who said that on what? Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was
me.
Not a fan of Jay Lethal.
Not that I'm not a fan of Jay Lethal. It's just that I'll say, I don't need an autograph 8x10 that I got in my AEW crate. So if there's a bigger fan like you, I'll just send it to you, brother, and then you can enjoy it. That's it. That's all.
I really appreciate that.
Do I think he should be Orange Cassidy this week? Absolutely fucking not. Do I think he should have had 8 championship matches since November of 2021? What the fuck? No. Do I think he's uber talented? Hell yeah. Do I think he was an awesome face of ROH? Hell yeah. Do I love what he did in Impact? Absolutely. But it's 2023, baby.
He's still fucking young as hell. Like the guy's like in his 30s. Like he definitely could still be a viable champion. I think that he could be, if booked right, he could be the top guy. Like Jay Lethal has that ability. He has that skill set. He was the top guy, and he's one of the best champions in Ring of Honor history. And if
he was at the pinnacle of Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
He was. I could say he was the pinnacle. He was the franchise of Ring of Honor, man. The greatest faction that he had in Ring of Honor was the Foundation. That was like my favorite.
Yeah.
Fucking like, oh man.
Even before that,
he held the ROH and TV title for a long time, right? Like I'm not that I'm a novice, but you guys could tell me.
I was gonna say even before that time period when he was with Truth Martini.
Oh, yes.
I love that time period, right? Where Jay Lethal was the double champion, the TV champion, and the world champion.
Yes.
He could definitely do it. And you know what? Like, he's mentored by Jeff Jarrett, the king of the mountain, the chosen one. Ain't he great? Like,
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. I knew it. I love when he does that.
No, he ain't great for me anymore, man. But Jay Lethal is. I'll tell you that.
100%. Yeah.
Yes.
Yo, he'd be a nice transitional champion though, because we're always talking about how guys like Jack and Ricky need real belts. Jay Lethal takes it off Orange, and then Jack maybe gets his first belt, the All Atlantic Championship, or Ricky goes and gets it from Jay Lethal and takes it. I think Orange is doing a great job with it though. So that's it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And KPG, my bad. I'm gonna send it to De Niro, dude. He claimed it the other day. I'm sorry about that.
It was claimed last 24 hours. I mean, no, 48 hours ago. But yes, it's main event time, baby. It's main event. Oh man, you want to talk about main events? We were all skeptical about this, in fact, because we don't know how the story was going to end, and we don't even know how 60 minutes will be worth of watching. And this is not from us. I'm saying overall in general. Because everybody questioned here, I think all of us have in the IWC community, can MJF go 60 minutes? Can Bryan Danielson put over this man very well and make his now the beginning of his title reign to be relevant, and why he should be an AEW World Champion? Guess what? This match did deliver everything, all the checks that we questioned. It did deliver. And I called it on Sunday on the watch along. It was going to be 7, 4, and 3. And it because there was no way that you're going to have 60 minutes of 0-0 or 3 and 2. No. MJF was the heel. You got to play that heel mode. You have to cheat. You have to cheat to get your moment. And he did it. And he cheated. He low blowed Brian, and then he got the pin, and he tied it up. And then towards the end, hitting him with the oxygen tank, and that was it. He made Brian Danielson tap out. Brian, I cannot believe you tapped out. How that? I swear I was just like,
I cannot believe this shit.
I couldn't believe that shit. I just couldn't believe that he actually made this fucker tap out. I couldn't believe it. Right, Brian?
Fickle. They're fickle.
Fickle because you tapped out, son of a bitch. But man, good main event. I enjoyed it. Now this match for MJF should be the beginning of. Now I could literally say this is the beginning of the era of MJF's world title run, and it starts here. It will not start the day when he won it. Sorry, it's going to start right here because you lasted 60 plus minutes with a great professional wrestler in the world. Sorry, no pun intended to your boy, Chi-Town boy. You know what? Yes, I no pun, no disrespect to him either. But actually, don't fuck him, man. I don't give a shit. Fuck him. Yes, fuck him.
What?
Well, it was never personal, but that man blocked Chris. So now he has beef with COD. All right.
Wow.
Hey, yes.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I'm riding with Chris on that one.
Yes, he did.
Damn.
Yes, he did.
No reason to. That means he was listening. It means he was listening. He did not like what Chris said because Chris was very critical. And all of a sudden, some blocks were thrown. You know what I mean?
Yes, so. It was. It was. Man, Tenero, man. Floor is yours, brother.
This matchup was fucking amazing. This matchup is everything that it needed to be, right? Because going into this, I was saying, MJF been boring. MJF should lose this title. I wouldn't be mad if Danielson wins this title. But after this matchup, like I said it on Sunday, this matchup did everything it needed to do. It was breathing new life into MJF's short title reign. And I think that now, like you said, Ivan, I love that you said it's starting now. This is like the starting point. I love that now you have this behind the title reign because now MJF could back it up and say, hey, not only did I go 60 minutes and last 60 minutes with the best in the world, but I beat him. And not only did I beat him, but I made him tap out. Like he has everything in the chamber now. He has all the ammo to fucking just take this title reign to the next level now. And I think that MJF winning this was a good idea, and the way he won it was a good idea. I like that they went to sudden death. Yeah, fucking Bryan Danielson definitely did his job in making MJF a fucking megastar in this matchup. Not saying he wasn't a star before this. Like, I don't want people coming for me. I see and I know that MJF is a star. He's 26 years old and he's fucking on top of the world. But Bryan Danielson solidified it here. He put the stamp of approval. Like, this matchup was phenomenal. I loved it. I love that it built up. Like, instead of slowing down throughout the 60 minutes, it built up the whole way. And when it reached that 5-minute mark, it was just ready to fucking explode. It was like a powder keg just ready to pop because they were just going ape shit. And, bro, like, I can't even say enough. Like, I could just keep on saying the fucking cliches, but this matchup was fucking amazing. I loved it. People who hasn't seen it, this was definitely worth it. Go check it out.
Banger. Bang it up, baby.
You guys got me fucking not only right now at Nipple Mania, but you guys got me at Jizzamania, dude.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
I am at fucking full-blown Jizzamania right now. I'm hyped. Like, oh, this match, dude. Like, this was the greatest Iron Man match of all time. I said it. The last time I'll ever repeat these words again. I hate this word. Never used it until 4 weeks ago. Mid. What a stupid word. I called him Mid JF. All right. I'm so sick of him. Dude, the last 4 weeks, Max, Christopher Daniels, promo with Brian, next week with Brian, the fucking Iron Man match. The Darby Allin match was the best match I ever seen Max wrestle. Great JF. Phenomenal MJF. Sensational MJF.
Hold it.
Zion!
And again, baby.
Great. He's great MJF, dude. Sensational MJF. He's phenomenal MJF, dude.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah, that's AJ Styles.
Wait a minute.
He's great.
Wait a minute.
He's great, MJF.
Okay.
He's
All
sensational. Right. He's not phenomenal. But my God.
Man, let me take out the solo, man. No, baby. Hold on. No AJ Styles here. No.
No, but dude, my God, what a fucking match by this kid, man. He was so impressive. All right, his mic shit, whatever. What he did in ring that match was awesome. I said it on the watch along. This was a New Japan match if I've ever fucking seen it, dude. And De Niro, you just said the way they fucking slow built it up. I felt like I was watching like, Kata versus fucking Kenny match just with a better heel and the best wrestler fucking like in ring maybe of all time. Like it was fucking awesome. Brian did just make Max, and this title right now will be phenomenal going forward. Damn, I used the word again. It'll be great.
No, solo!
I knew it was coming this time. This fucking title reign is going to be great going forward. I said it, and I'm going to say it again. It's going to be Hangman Adam Page at Double or Nothing. The feud is there. Yo, we talked the pillars, whatever, the pillars. The real pillars are MJF and fucking Hangman, right? They were the two OGs, like De Niro said earlier, right? The original show. That's them. These are the two guys, dude, all right? These are them. They are it. The way they have grown, the homegrown babyface against the homegrown heel at Double or Nothing. The story tells it fucking self, dude. It'll be MJF. It'll be Hangman. Max is going to win that match, dude. Then, who are they building up like crazy now? Who are they building up? Boom! Adam Cole, baby. He'll be, at that point, he had debuted in Chicago 2 years previous. He will get the match at All Out against Max. I think he'll lose. I do. And this is where I lose the audience. And I don't give a fuck, dude. I'll say it once. I'll say it twice. I'll say it 3 times. After MJF beats Adam Cole, it hits. Cult of Personality. CM Punk comes out. We get the face-to-face. Full gear. Max versus Punk. Max wins. Double switch. Max goes face. Punk goes heel. Then all shit fucking breaks loose, dude. And we go from there. That's my booking going forward. What a fucking match, dude. I said earlier, Brian, go away for 4 to 6 weeks. Come back. We'll figure the BCC out. Let's go.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
He did say it all right. CM Punk, Jesus, why?
Dollars and cents. That's why. Dollars and cents.
Dollars and cents. I'm with you, and well, yeah, I'm with you.
Listen, every time CM Punk was on screen in AEW, like, I was just joking around with the whole blocking. Like, he didn't block me, so sorry, Chris. But now I'm just joking.
He like block you, right? He's gonna block you now. Like
he's not blocking right now. He's waiting. He's watching this. But honestly though, like you have to admit, whether you love him or hate him, every time CM Punk was on the screen in AEW, it was must watch. So, like they need him back. I do feel like they shown that the stories became less intriguing since Punk left, and I feel like CM Punk brought emotion out of people. So I think that they do need him back. He is the perfect foil for MJF. That's why that feud worked so well last year. So I think that they need him back.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why I'm 100% with him. That'll be fire.
That would be fire, man. Let's see. CM Punk ain't even the best in the world. It's Shane. What? Shane McMahon?
He has a trophy to prove it.
Oh, wow. That's right. He does. He does have that. Oh my God. No, don't say that.
Stop with that.
Tony, all right. Key points of this media scrum that Tony Khan did. First of all, wanted to give shout out to Ricky Starks. He did good. let me say this. He came out there and he is like, so what do you guys want to talk about? Busted a Cody Rhodes, like literally busted a Cody Rhodes. He commend Jericho, like I mentioned earlier. So everything with Ricky Starks, now they asked him what's next. Title's next. See me coming soon. I'll be going for a title. For the TNT, I'll wait after the winner of Hobbs and Wardlow, or I'll probably go after the Orange Cassidy, the All Atlantic. He's like, heck, I'd make the FTW title, even though it's not an official title, relevant. For him to say that, valid points. I'm sorry. It's the truth. Look, it's the fucking truth. Ricky Starks didn't make the title something. Even though, sorry, Hook, you're not there yet for me, buddy. Even though you're great, you're great, great in-ring skills guy, but yeah, you're still not selling me, buddy. You're almost there. Let's see. I can't say enough good words in the match. Do that. It drained the entire. Yes, it did.
It's not phenomenal, Brian. Don't say phenomenal, or you'll get spiked.
Yes. Just say no pun intended, AJ Styles. Then you're fine. And then, of course, the Gate Revolution 800,000. So 8,000 fans, 9,000 in attendance. Good money for them in the Bay Area. Good for them. The buy-ins for this was about 140,000 buys around the world. Good for them. Ring of Honor Club has already 12,000 subscribers. He mentioned that. Another thing they mentioned, they asked him about Mercedes Moné to Tony Khan. Hey, so what are we going to have here? I see that you guys were teasing the, maybe being the mystery person for the tag team partner for, I believe it was for Saraya, but yeah, for Saraya. And he did not comment on it. All he says that I have a great partnership with New Japan and, work with Stardom, but I'm not going to comment on it and who I talked to in the free agency or not. Of course, he's talking to Mercedes Moné. We already know he's fucking doing his magic there. That's common. If especially you're going to have the All Elite Women fucking event and it does happen, you're going to bring that woman. That's for sure. It's going to happen. And of course, they asked him in regards, so how did you structure the whole House of Black and the Elite situation? They critiqued the fact that because you did not book it, you booked it in less than a week ahead of time. And he, kind of previous mentioned because with Omega with his visa issues, that kind of delayed the story, which it is true. He has a good point. It kind of did, delayed back that feud. Him getting his visa issues resolved, and then of course heading into it, coming down to the plan between them, with all six of them, how we're going to book this, trying to figure it out, how they're going to start the storyline, and them starting, having the House of Black starting it up on social media and starting it up on Dynamite, Rampage, calling them out. And they asked him, will we see a future, singles match between, Omega, Buddy Matthews, or Omega, Malachi? He said, yeah, we'll probably see that down the line. We may see that, maybe that version of, Tim, everybody wants a New Japan version because they kind of sort of hinted to him, are we going to see him go, Malachi going after the IWGP? But he just kind of like brushed off those, those questions, more about what New Japan we'll see depending on New Japan. They asked him about Kenny Omega's contract, extension. Of course, he mentioned, yes, he's going to stay with us because of the injuries, dates that he fell behind, so they extended it. He will be working for New Japan here and there. They'll come into an agreement of what dates that Kenny could go over there. That was mentioned. Ring of Honor was mentioned. That so far he's trying to get that partnership with New Japan and Ring of Honor, which a while back we did see that it was New Japan Strong kind of really having their stars there. Tony Khan mentioned having them more on exclusively for the Ring of Honor club. So it looks like Strong might be exclusively for Ring of Honor club, maybe moving forward. That's what it looks like, heading in that direction, since they have that partnership. And the other thing that they asked Tony Khan, so how are you dealing with this? Meltzer himself asking the question. So how are you dealing with booking, such a oversaturated talent? How are you dealing with this? With the capacity of hours that you have? He's like, I'm just trying to fit whatever I could fit in between the first 2 hours of Dynamite, 1 hour of Rampage. Try to figure out as well to input the stars into Ring of Honor as well. And he said it's a struggle. Said we're all coming together to figure out stories for everyone, not just to have everybody sitting in catering. And pretty much that's what the key points that they asked him of. Pretty much of Mercedes Moné, of Kenny Omega, how the House of Black, and how the future of Ring of Honor looks like. He's saying it's going to look great. It looks like it's his expectations is what he saw in ECW. He kind of mentioned that. And it looks like the partnership with him in New Japan, it will escalate more. So that's pretty much the key valid points that I wanted to speak about that. I don't know what you guys' take on it. Whoever wants to take it. I broke down everything what I can. If you need me to repeat it, I will. But I don't know. Anybody want to take it over? Who wants to go ahead and give it?
Yeah, man, I'll go quick with it. I'm thinking there's going to be Forbidden Door 2. I'm hoping it's going to be in Chicago. I would think. What up, Joshua? I would think that if they're going to do Forbidden Door 2, they're going to want to bring Mercedes in some capacity. I mean, she's fucking star, dude. Star. She just sold out Battle in the Valley. Like, she sold that out. She sold that. You know, we just were talking about dollars and cents. She's dollars and cents. That's what Mercedes is. So, like, do I see her on weekly episodic AEW television? No. Do I see her at Forbidden Door 2? Hell fucking yes, dude. Absolutely. I don't know who she's going to fucking fight. I mean, you got to go her and DMD or her and Jamie. Like, that's the route you got to go.
I agree.
And that would be fucking awesome. The back and forth between her and Britt would be great. So maybe you get her and Britt, and then you got Jamie defending the belt against somebody else or something along those lines. And hey, I'm in Chicago. I'll take it all day. I go to every local fucking show around here, dude. So they better be coming.
Talking to Chicago.
I actually was looking at events near me the other day and saw Forbidden Door 2. It said in Chicago, and I was like, whoa. This hasn't been announced. I can't get too excited yet. So I'm waiting. Hopefully that's a fucking thing. So the only way I've seen Mercedes in AEW is just on the biggest possible scale, and that's Forbidden Door. I don't think we ever see her on a Dynamite, to be honest with you. As far as Kenny goes, yeah, we've seen it today. We said it earlier. Kenny's going back in the singles division. I don't think he's going for the title yet. I think we don't see him go for the title for 9 months to a year because I think there's feuds in AEW for Kenny Omega to have. Singles Kenny Omega hasn't even scratched the surface. Who has he feuded with? Moxley, Jericho, and Hangman. He hasn't feuded with nobody else. You got all these guys. We always talk about the belts of Jericho. What about the belts of Omega? What about Ricky Starks versus Kenny Omega? What about Jack Perry versus Kenny Omega? Like, there are other feuds, and I hate this. Makes me sick to my stomach because there's so many people in the mid card. But Kenny Omega never won the TNT title. Like, would he be the Grand Slam champion? Right? Like,
I like that.
I don't want that. You got guys like Malachi, right? You want that one-on-one with Malachi. He's the IWGP US champion. Let him start defending that championship in AEW like Moxley did, like Archer did. Oh, MJF versus Okada. I love that, but the problem with that is neither one of them can take the loss. Which is why you need to add a third or a fourth person, which is why Forbidden Door doesn't technically work the way we want to book it because people need to lose. And the way we book is star versus star, but the company ain't going to have their star lose. But trust me, man, Tom, fuck my God, what a fucking match that would be, dude. As far as ROH itself, I love that we're getting an ROH. Now we need ROH people to be exclusively ROH people. No more AEW and ROH. No more. If you're in ROH, you're in ROH. I don't want to see you in fucking Dynamite. So that goes for Claudio. Claudio, go to ROH, get rid of that fucking belt, okay? Like, and then come back to AEW because Claudio, BCC, is AEW. Wheeler, go lose your belt, come back to AEW. Samoa Joe, go to ROH and help build ROH. But ROH and AEW need to stay separate. And yeah, New Japan, we just talked about that relationship. Forbidden Door 2 is going to happen. It's going to be a big show, and I can't fucking wait, and I hope it's here.
Absolutely. They did mention, since Tom mentioned about Okada, they did ask Tony Khan, would you ever wanted to have an Okada Omega in the AEW ring, like for Forbidden Door 2? And his comment was, is really depending on Bushido board, New Japan, if they're willing to allow that. If it's not going to happen here, most likely may happen in New Japan ring. He doesn't know. And that's really depending on, how that partnership works out and who you put over. That's another one that they're gonna have a debate for there. Who are we gonna put over, Omega or Okada? You got Omega, who's representing All Elite Wrestling. Mind you that he grew in New Japan because and where he's at to this day because of New Japan. And you got Okada, who is the John Cena of New Japan, the face of New Japan. This is going to be a tough call to do that. So I that's a tough one, to be honest with you, man. I don't know how they're going to book that shit. De Niro, give us your take, brother.
Real quick to just run through this, I feel like I totally agree. I do think that we see Mercedes Moné in AEW, but not as a regular. I do think that she comes in for at least a title matchup. Especially with the partnership with AEW and New Japan. So yeah, like Tim said, I don't see her on the Dynamite. Maybe at most, maybe a video promo that was like pre-recorded somewhere else. Like I don't see her showing up live at Dynamite. Kenny Omega, I'm very excited for Kenny Omega to be a single star in AEW, but I mentioned on Sunday, I do think that he's probably not going to resign. I think that the best thing Kenny Omega could do is go to the WWE. So I think that this is probably the last couple of months we see of Kenny Omega. So why not give us all the dream matches now? Like he doesn't need to win a title, but give us every match that we should have seen with Kenny Omega. Give it now. Like give us Kenny versus Malachi. Give us Kenny versus Buddy. Give us Kenny versus Darby. Give us all these matches that we should have seen. You know what I mean? And then on his last night, give us Kenny versus Punk.
That's the biggest match ever that they could have done. That was the match that and still. Yeah. Like now more than ever.
Yeah, most definitely. I really wanted that matchup even before the brawl out. Like I thought that was going to be a matchup that, you know, you had Kenny Omega come back. I knew he was a part of the trios at the time, but CM Punk's champion, Kenny Omega wants the title back. Kenny Omega Punk. It was easy. Now you got the built-in story of what really happened, what really went down. Now it's a fucking blood feud. And if you do Kenny Omega, you can even add to that. You could do CM Punk and FTR versus Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Like that shit right there is money. That shit's ratings. And I feel like that would be the biggest storyline in AEW, but it's all depending on if they want to play ball. Ring of Honor, I feel like Ring of Honor, to be honest, the show itself, I saw the first episode. I'm excited for episode number 2. Great to see the talent there. The talent was awesome. The matches were awesome. But I feel like that show screams AEW Dark. The way AEW Dark is shot, there was no fucking video package. It was match after match after match. It was, some people were like, you know, enhancement talent. It just didn't feel like a special show. It didn't feel like an AEW Dynamite. It didn't even feel like a Ring of Honor TV show before it was bought. I did think that it's lacking some, and I hope that they continue to grow it. Just because you have names like Will Ospreay and you got Eddie Kingston and Claudio on the show doesn't make it feel special when you have like no video package. It jumps right into the show and it's just matches for matches. I was hoping that Ring of Honor was a little different than AEW, where they would have some more storyline, because right now AEW is very just match with very little story. I was hoping we got something different, but it's the same booker for both shows. So how could you expect different?
Yeah.
So basically, with that being said, I just go ahead.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
But you're gonna take it, man. You're
gonna take it, Tony. That's but right. Yeah, and as for New Japan, I feel like having New Japan partner, we were already seeing some of that partnership already with having Zack Sabre Jr. on that first Ring of Honor episode. We know that it was already announced that New Japan and Ring of Honor are going to work very close with each other. So I think that would be dope if you bring New Japan Strong to Honor Club, because Honor Club itself, to be honest, I love Ring of Honor. It's not worth the $10. Like, first of all, they don't even have the complete library. There is a lot of shows missing. So first of all, before they add anything to Honor Club, at least have the full Ring of Honor library on that shit. Like, I'm over here regretting, like, let's go a little, behind the scenes here. Let's break the fucking fourth wall. I'm over here already regretting the Ring of Honor shows on Thursday, because the 4th and 5th show in Ring of Honor history is not even on Honor Cast or Honor Club. So it's over here like I'm already have to skip a fucking 2 months, and it's like I have to like explain to everybody what happened because the full shows are not there. Like, why is that? Why is it that you own the full library and you took all this time to rebuild the whole platform and the streaming service, and you don't even have everything up there? Why is it that shows even as close as 2010, one of the biggest shows that Ring of Honor had was Final Battle, Kevin Steen versus El Generico in a fight without honor, one of the biggest matches that they had in their history. That show is not even on the fucking thing. It's like, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? That's a DVD that was still available right before Ring of Honor was bought. That was a DVD that was still available at the Ring of Honor online store, but that show is not even available on the fucking Ring of Honor streaming service. How does that make sense? They need to fix that service before they start charging $10 for that shit. But I digress.
Why would you play games with me?
Don't play games with De Niro, man. That's why.
De Niro be getting heated on that. I love that. I love that fire, bro. I love it, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
That's right. We love it, baby. Yeah. You see his nipple mania running wild with this sexy papi chulo. Getting ready for De Niro, man. We miss him. We haven't seen him. He's been hectic busy. And you see the nipples are getting hard when you see this man, man. Jesus Christ. Sorry, Angela.
Devin be throwing up the fucking thumb all over the place on us.
Oh, yeah. And you'll be here right now. All we're going to see is nothing from him.
No, solo! No, solo! No, solo!
So I'll be seeing for right now from him, but too bad. It's a COD, even though it's the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Too bad. So, but you nailed it, bro. One thing I will say though that I'm hurting and I'm crying. No more New Japan Strong in LA. Oh, you're taking away New Japan Strong from me, you assholes. Fucking pieces of shit. All right, that's fine. That's fine. You see, look.
Yeah, I hit it again.
I gotta hit it again. Fuck. All right, I'll hit it again.
No, solo!
Oh my god. I'll hit it. Oh my god. Bakley. Oh, Bakley, what's going on, Bakley? Oh, one thing I would. Okay. You mentioned something about Ring of Honor. I'm with you. What about maybe? I'm not rushing to give my critique yet. The reason why, because maybe the pressure was so much under Tony Khan because a lot of the Ring of Honor fans were asking for this fucking platform already. Like, hello, where is it? Where is this show? We've been asking for it. It's been a year since you owned it. Where the fuck is Ring of Honor? So I felt that the pressure was on him so drastically that he had no other alternative to use the Universal Studios in Florida to use that facility and, tape about probably like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe worth of episodes that he's doing. I am with you, though, that that's my fear I do have. My fear is that it's going to become like another Dark or Elevation because the first episode was fire. But do we need to see that every week? Because guess what? It's going to start dying down little by little. You're going to give us these high caliber spot matches, right? That we kind of basically get on Dynamite, technically. Ring of Honor has stories, so that's the thing. If Ring of Honor really had stories and really put their Ring of Honor titles like they mean something, they go back to the history of it. Why you should hold this belt? Like, Jay Lethal did it. Everybody else, done it. And I think that's my fear that I do have De Niro. I have the fear that it will be up there within the first 2-3 months, the first quarter, I would say. After that, I feel it's going to deteriorate down. Especially you mentioned that they don't put the whole library there. That's going to be a major problem. And I think that's going to be the one that really is going to help them have the subscribers that they have right now, currently at 12,000. I think they want to get more than that. Put the whole library, how you said.
It's the least.
Yeah. If I guarantee you'll get the people that'll be like, hell yeah, I want to watch the whole old school Ring of Honor. Who wouldn't, So it's just that's the only fear. And like, Faction Ken mentioned in the comment too, and he made a good valid point when he said, it's like the same people having Eddie Kingston going over there. It's the same fucking people. I'm with you. I'm not disagreeing there, man. But I don't know. I just hope the best for them. I just don't want it to be a Dark Elevation or Dark. If that was the case, you should have got rid of those shows and put that shit there since the beginning. That should have been there because man, it's just ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
I wish nothing for the best for them. We're not here spoilers, ladies and gentlemen. There's spoilers out there already. I'm pretty sure you guys read them. Of course, pieces of shit like Seltzer and especially sack of shit of Ross and Alvarez. Fuck them all, pieces of shit. But they already all put they all I'm pretty sure they put the spoilers already. So
oh yeah,
always. They did, but we're not gonna give it to you guys. You gotta tune in and subscribe to ringofhonorclub.com, baby. Just like we are. See, we're fans. We're analytic fans. We're like your Skip and Stephen A. We're like your fucking Shannon Sharps. We're like your first first things first. That's what we do here. We're analytics like that. We're analytical of it. Yes. But one thing I do want to say, now I want to get into is the expectations for coming up. So we'll close it out here with the last topic of the night here. Expectations for Dynamite and Rampage. TK, you gave some earlier today during the card. Give us your take, brother. What else are you expecting this week coming up in the next 24 hours of Dynamite, baby? What are you going to be expecting of that?
Yeah, bro, it's going to be a big show. You got Hobbs and Wardlow. Fuck, I don't know, which makes Wardlow's win. That's why it was so confusing. I don't know what's going to happen in that match, which means if I don't know what's going to happen, I'm excited. All right. So I guess at the end of the day, since I'm excited for it, TK is doing an okay job with it. But goddamn, Hobbs deserves this belt. So like anything but that, I'm going to be upset. Orange Cassidy, Jay Lethal, All Atlantic Championship. I think Orange has been doing a great job with that belt and that backpack. He defends it all over the place, left and right. Not really in the Atlantic, but it defends it against AEW wrestlers left and right? I don't want to see him lose it. I could see him losing it, though, and then Jay Lethal transitions that belt to like a Jack Perry or a Ricky Starks down the road for sure. I expect to see something from the House of Black. Not much. I don't think we'll actually see House of Black on our screens. I think we'll see a vignette from them with the belts. I think maybe we'll see something from Kenny Omega or them mention Kenny Omega. I'm thinking a lot of like backstage vignettes or little small cut-ins from the superstars. No Mox, no Brian. You know who's going to have a big promo on Dynamite? Max, all right? Mm-hmm. Max should have a coming out party on Dynamite. He should. I always say he's too long. He's nonstop, doesn't stop it, over and over. Max should go talk for 25 minutes on fucking Wednesday and just let it rip about why he's the greatest thing in the fucking world because he fucking deserves it, all right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I don't really expect them to start building into Double or Nothing for a few weeks, but Double or Nothing should be dope, dude. Hangman and MJF is the main event, as I've been saying, is going to be awesome. I fully expect FTR to get the tag titles from the Guns before Double or Nothing. FTR and the Acclaimed to Double or Nothing would be a fucking absolute blast, dude. Maybe some Wardlow and Hobbs in a heated feud where they beat the fuck out of each other. Until then would be fun. I'm going out on a limb now. It's either going to be Jericho, Sammy, and Danny against the House of Black at Double or Nothing.
Ooh.
We're going to get that Jack and Jericho thing that we were talking about
a
little bit ago. Because Jericho, Sammy, and Danny are wrestling AR Fox and Top Flight on Dynamite this week. So maybe they insert themselves into the trios division. They lose ultimately. But I want Jericho and Jack. But Danny's not doing anything. So maybe that gives Garcia and Sammy something to do, teaming with Jericho and his two little kids going against House of Black.
Yeah.
It'll be he's got a chance again after every pay-per-view. That's a good thing about quarterly pay-per-views. You have a chance to reset. And I think that he's got a really good opportunity to reset here and start building towards the future in a Hangman promo. I think we should be kind of promo-centric on this show. MJF and Hank, God bless you. MJF and Hangman should both have really good promos because they stood out. They tapped out fucking Forged in Combat. They tapped out Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson. I don't want them engaging yet in conversation, but they should separately have great promos putting themselves over.
Yeah, they have. Those were big feats. I mean, when was the last time you seen Moxley or Bryan Danielson tap out, let alone the same night? Crazy.
Yeah, I totally agree. Shout out to Ben Buster, man. Shout out to Greater. What's going on? My apologies, brother. What's going on, man? We will have you soon, brother. Stay tuned for that. And yes, Faction, he made a good point. With Starks, he mentioned that Hobbs should win. Would be Ricky Starks on the line, maybe for Double or Nothing. I don't mind that either. But like, I really want focus really more right now in Hobbs and Wardlow for them to continue the feud. That's what I want to continue. I don't, like I had mentioned earlier, I don't want a hot potato. Ricky, if anything, what he could do is go after the All Atlantic. Screw it. He could probably make the All Atlantic. Maybe, Orange Cassidy's doing a great job. I'm not saying he's not doing a bad job. He's doing a great job because they're booking him very well with it, and he's showing up. Like, he did a great job with when he faced Big Bill, when he faced Wheeler Yuta. So great, fantastic job. I wouldn't mind seeing him in Starks for Double or Nothing for that belt. I think those two guys will kill it if they built the story correctly, because you have a cool guy like mellow and cool, like Jesus, like Orange being mellow and cool. Yeah, there you go. And then then you're gonna have, of course, the other guy who always comes and looking. Hold on, yes, Ricky Starks, baby. Yeah, you're gonna have that type of. So why not? Two cool guys going after for the belt. Why the hell not? Makes at least the belt more intriguing and an invested storyline. I wouldn't mind seeing that for Double or Nothing. I'm with you that the FTR might win it before Double or Nothing. We might get. I wouldn't mind seeing FTR Lucha Brothers. I don't think we haven't seen that, right?
I think we did when FTR first came. They faced the Lucha Brothers like a couple weeks in, but not since. And that would be a fire matchup. So
they wore that frog outfit and shit. They wore those masks.
Yeah. That was the only thing, right? Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing like a great feud between them to build up for Double or Nothing for those belts. That would be awesome. And I think we're not gonna see Brian or Moxley. I think we might see the rest of the BCC of Claudio and Wheeler. They're gonna probably bitch, and then we're gonna have someone coming out. I do see MJF showing up possibly, or do a little video vignette. I didn't mention his post conference because it's too much. It's looking too much. He just pretty much come out there saying, "I'm the fucking greatest wrestler in the world. I made Brian tap out." He just talked about his cardio, his diet. That's what he talked about.
He did make me want a pickle though.
I know he ate a pickle. He told one of the I forgot who he told, like, "Come here, you piece of shit. Here, come have a pickle." He gave a pickle. All right, fuck off. I was like, damn, all right.
Only MJF.
Only MJF, man. And then the whole the kid thing with the water spill thing wasn't, it wasn't planned. They literally got him tickets for coming Sacramento. They gave him everything. Everything's legit.
It was tequila too. That's why it was a small cup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't water.
That's which makes it awful. Yeah, right. We were talking on the watch along, like, what the fuck kind of Dixie cup water that this up plant? Oh, that's
yeah. So Tony Khan did say it in front of everybody, in front of MJF, that they did have a talk and he didn't tolerate it. So he pretty much said that he did put him on check. You're able to do that to MJF, right? But you can't do it to your fucking your boy. It's clubber time. He couldn't do that. Didn't have the cojones to do it, but he.
Well, you know what? I still think. Well, first and foremost, it's because CM Punk makes dollars and cents, and he's bigger than MJF. And second of all, you're gonna call me crazy as fuck, right? I still think it was a plant. And I think it was. These guys, Sean Rossett, Dave Meltzer, and Brian Alvarez work for AEW. All right.
Well, we know that.
All Tony Khan had to do is fucking facilitate information like it wasn't a plant to them. They report it. TMZ picks up the story. It's a huge deal. Everyone's talking about it. Plant. Fucking not a real plant. No way Max threw tequila in a kid's face. No way. But if it was real, fuck. And Ivan, if it was real, good for Tony Khan for actually having the balls, dude. For real.
I agree. And you know what? I do agree also that all the dirt sheet writers do work for AEW. Remember when MJF walked out, right? Everybody was acting like it was real. It was only very few publications that announced that actually before that walkout, he actually signed an extension with AEW. Not an extension, but he signed for a bigger money deal with AEW. So, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, shit. The only thing that made me think that this might be fake and it's a plant was the mother's reaction. It was like real.
Yeah, that's what got me.
I would have fucking been swinging on dude if he fucking threw tequila at my son. Like,
dude, right? And I don't mean anything to like fuck up like shit by this, right? But then they're like, Amanda Huber's out there. Amanda Huber's best friends with Powerhouse Hobbs. And then they're like, this is Powerhouse Hobbs' the kid's favorite wrestler is Powerhouse Hobbs. They're in San Francisco. Powerhouse Hobbs is from San Francisco. What's to say that it just ain't Powerhouse Hobbs' nephew or something, dude?
Oh,
like,
yeah, you're right.
Seriously, like
backstage because that's his fucking uncle.
like, what the fuck? Like, that's and that's okay because wrestling is allowed to make us like feel and think like this, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tony Khan's like, no, MJF, this is bullshit. Or it was all just a part of it, and everyone was in on it because we are still talking about it. And TMZ picked it up. Come on, man.
It wouldn't be the first time that they did this fake plants fan to give MJF more heat. This was like early AEW. I believe it was when MJF was facing Cody at whatever pay-per-view, probably Revolution it was, right? Which is ironic. But if you remember the first Revolution, MJF is coming out and some fan jumps the guardrail and goes running at him, right? And he takes down that fan and the security's pulling him out. If you look closely, that fan was Ryan Nemeth.
Yes,
so if you think about it, they have done this before, so it wouldn't be out of the ordinary if AEW had a fake plant and try to give MJF more heat. It was just the way he did it so nonchalantly. Like they didn't really like zoom up on it. It was just a throw and then the camera like turned. So that's why I was like, yo, this shit could be real. They didn't want to give it too much attention. But I mean, who knows? Like if they did it and it was a plant, they did it realistic enough for everyone to be talking about it. So
absolutely. But then, what do you get your take? What is your expectations for Dynamite and Rampage coming up?
I'm expecting Jay Lethal to walk out with championship gold. I think that I definitely think that that's going to be a good matchup. I do expect to see what's next for a lot of guys. Like I want to know what's next for Jungle Boy. I want to know what's next for Ricky. I want to know what's next for MJF. Hangman, are we going that route? Are we going to go? But I mean, we have a lot of time until May. So like, who's to say like we probably won't see this feud even start brewing up until probably like mid-April, just because like if you start it here in March, it's going to be one of those storylines where it's like you build it for so long, it's like boring by the time the match happens. So I don't think that whatever we see this week on Dynamite or on Rampage, I don't think it's anything that we're probably going to see at Double or Nothing. But I mean, who knows? AEW does do long-term story building. They could show hints of it. We'll see what happens.
Well, breaking news. You got he will get a rest, man. What did I tell you? John Silver, Alex Reynolds versus Claudio Castagnoli and John Moxley tomorrow on Dynamite.
What?
Yeah, I told you.
Wild.
Yeah.
That's so
tapping.
Yeah.
Sorry, De Niro. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Both of you guys digress.
I mean, I'm right there with you, Tim. I'm speechless. So you could go ahead. That's fucking wild.
I was gonna say, is that stupid as fuck? He's gonna wrestle these jobbers. It should be Claudio and Yuta against these fucking idiots, dude. I'm so sick of these. Fucking fuck, dude. Stupid. Yeah. Moxley just fucking tapped to a fucking chain around his neck, and now he's gonna wrestle these jobbers. Why? Fuck off. Fuck off.
Yep. And then you have Ruby Soho versus Sky Blue tomorrow. Looks like that is booked. Of course,
it's your one woman's match.
Yep. You got your Orange Cassidy Jellies for the All Atlantic that you mentioned, De Niro. AR Fox Top Flight versus Jericho Appreciation Society. We will hear from Hangman. That's what is coming up right now that I'm looking here at the moment. That's we're live. We will hear from FTR as well. Wardlow, of course, the main event. Wardlow, Power Hop Hobbs, of course, for the TNT. That's what has been announced so far. Hey. Oh, I can't wait to hear what Clark Street got to say this Friday about that Dynamite show. That I'm looking forward to. And that is so far what has been announced by far right now for coming up for tomorrow for Dynamite. There you have it, man. Wow. Yeah, this is gonna be an okay Dynamite. Yes, all we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then Hangman's hearing. Okay, that's so far. That's it. It's been announced, ladies and gentlemen. So stay tuned for that, and You'll probably see tomorrow here on the Band Network, of course, the Bloodline Entertainment Network here. You might see the Banger podcast tomorrow, recapping Dynamite here along with Just in Time. You will probably see that tomorrow, but man, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We gave you 2 hours and 15 minutes. Great stuff here on, of course, the COD and the Bloodline Entertainment Network. We'll only just recap. We just touch the surface of Revolution and the media scrum, and giving you what our expectation is for Dynamite and Rampage. 3 incredible, great topics for this evening. But before we do, we forgot to give our grades. Let's grade it again. I'll grade Revolution a B+. I already said it on the live watch along. Just the 2 things: the tag team and the Wardlow and Joe. That's gonna be B+. De Niro, what's your last grade? One more time for this one.
I'm gonna go B+ too. I feel like during the watch along, I believe I said A-.
Yes.
After thinking about it, I think that the Wardlow Joe match, it was solid until the end, but didn't do nothing for me. The tag match was okay. I feel like just because of that, like it did bring it down maybe a little notch, but I'm gonna go B+. I think that's a good enough rating. Everything else hit. Every other match was a fucking fire. The trios matchup and the Texas Death matchup were already 2 matches that could have been considered match of the year for AEW. And then on top of that, you add that main event that was match of the year for AEW. So that's 3 fucking bangers on that one show. You gotta give it a good grade.
Absolutely. Banger.
Yeah, man. On the fucking watch along, I gave it a motherfucking 10, dude. Do I stick with the 10? I'm gonna give it like a 9.99999. All right. It was only because I'm pissed off about Jon Moxley coming back right now. Otherwise, it still would be a 10. But no, man.
My apologies to interrupt you real quick. Did you see why we remember last week about the whole selling of the Power General Uno? He's not fucking selling this match.
Correct. Dude, Ivan, yes, facts, bro. Yo, what a point right there, dude. He's not selling. He just got choked out by a fucking steel chain and tapped out. And this motherfucker's gonna be right back to work on Wednesday.
Bleeding.
That's not. And he's gonna bleed. And he's gonna bleed again, De Niro. He's gonna bleed again against these fucking jobber bitches, dude. Fuck. But I guess I shouldn't take that into consideration. Yo, I say it every single time, and I'll say it every single time I give a grade. When I do a watch along with my Bloodline brothers, the show goes up either 2 numbers or 1 letter grade. So the show probably was a B+, probably was an A. So it makes it an A fucking plus to me. A 10 out of motherfucking 10. I thoroughly enjoyed myself from start to finish. That main event was orgasmic. Heyman and Mox fucking fucked in that trios championship match. Storytelling with Ruby, fucking Ricky, and Jack going over. No Powerbomb Symphony, so maybe it's a 9.999 actually. But I fucking enjoyed the shit out of it.
Love it.
Love it. And yes, faction, we got you. Oh, we got you, my brother. But man, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you guys. Oh, let's see. Honorary versus ready to. That is right. Yeah. This Saturday we'll be live, of course. We'll be back. B+ from Bakley. New Japan show, recapping the first round of the New Japan Cup. I'm not still going to say shit right now. No, that's save it for Saturday. But tomorrow we'll be back here to COD, of course, for the MMA recap of UFC 285. John Jones and Ciro Gane. Stay tuned for that as the director, Coach Rage, Bakley, and the Modest Brothers will be taking over with that. And, of course, you got the De Niro. We'll see what is cracking for tomorrow. Do we have anything happening on the DeLorean? Are we going back in time tomorrow or next week?
I mean, I really hope to go on tomorrow. I do have some personal things. Hopefully things work out. So timing-wise, if I could do tomorrow, I would love to do tomorrow. But 100% we'll be back on Thursday with another episode of the Ring of Honor Rewind, which fortunately for me, I do have the DVD of Show 4. So I did cover Show 4, but it is not on HonorCast or Honor Club, whatever the fuck they're calling it. But I will be talking about the Show 4 of Ring of Honor, crowning a champion main event. It is Christopher Daniels versus Low Key versus Doug Williams versus Spanky. 4-way 1 hour Iron Man match, which is the first time I've ever seen that. 4-way 1 hour Iron Man match. Winner gets the first ever Ring of Honor World Champion. We'll be talking about all of that on Thursday for sure.
That's right. And TK, what else do we got expecting here on the Ben Network? We got you tomorrow night coming in live talking about Dynamite recap. Are we going to be expecting that?
You do not. You do not. Tomorrow night's a loaded night for the Bloodline. So we got Roto Slappers podcast tomorrow night. If you're not familiar, Roto Slappers, soon to be Bloodline exclusive. You can check it out on the Tim King Show. Soon to be Bloodline Entertainment Network exclusive show. It's either me, my boy Streets, Big Texas, Blake Hendrick. If it's baseball, it's Streets and Blake. If it's football, it's me and Streets. Tomorrow night is baseball night. Go back and check it out. These boys do tiers, right? Fantasy baseball tiers. First base rankings tomorrow night, all right? Go and get your first baseman tiers on. Plus, they talk about movies, joke around, TV shows, bullshit. It's a very fun conversation between the two of them. Go ahead and check that out. That'll be at 8:30 Central Standard Time. It's about an hour show. Right after that, we got our MMA show popping. Fucking Cage My IQ, like you just said. You just put it over big time. Coach Rage, Chris, the boys, Bakley doing their thing. Bloodline Entertainment Network, doubleheader tomorrow night. So I won't be going live after that. But Thursday, since the flagship is on Sunday this week, it's very likely you're going to see the TK show at 7:30 Central Standard Time right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network, following up my boy De Niro. Not Justin. I got Justin this week. Justin's got a thing. I got another guest, though. Surprise guest. It's going to be a blast this week. We'll be talking about AEW Dynamite. We'll be talking a little WWE. So Thursday night, for sure, you'll be expecting the Tim King Show following Wrestling DeLorean right here on Bloodline Entertainment Network. And Ivan, love you, bro.
Love you too, man. And yes, Faction Cast, I'll be tuning in tomorrow, seeing your recap on Revolution.
Oh, yeah,
sure. We appreciate you, brother. And yes, my tribal chief right there. We have a good show right there, my tribal chief. And man, but don't forget, follow, subscribe, the Bloodline Entertainment Network, and we're going to provide you some good shit. We will be announcing as well what we're going to be providing in exclusively on this network, besides, our flagship shows that we have here that is dual. Besides being live streamed on Circle Debate, is also started live streaming now on the Ben YouTube channel, but we're going to have other exclusive show for you, content for you guys, so stay tuned for the announcements and future dates for that. And of course, don't forget to follow the Tim King Show and follow the Resident DeLorean on their social medias platforms. You can find the Resident DeLorean here on the COD, and you can find the Circle Debate, of course, here as well. We'll be back this Sunday, we'll be back on Sunday as we'll be recapping the whole week of what happened. Not Revolution, but we'll be recapping Roadblock, Dynamite, SmackDown, Rampage, and heck, maybe we can get a little input. We'll do some Impact, baby. Stay tuned because we need to get some Impact up in here. So yes. Follow. Such good shit. Yes, Bakley. Just for you, Bakley, I'll play because you said the magic word. Hey.
Such good shit.
It is good shit when you subscribe and follow the Bloodline Entertainment Network, baby. And of course, the Tim King Show, the rest of DeLorean, and the Circle Debate, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to thank you all for tuning in. And of course, Tim is part of the COD family anyway. So I appreciate you for coming over here with us and banging out.
After banger. After banger. After banger. After banger. After banger. After banger.
Always banging. Oh, slapping means bangers and slappers, baby. Coming soon. You'll see. Coming soon. I got a surprise for TK. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, Mike De Niro, always killing it here. Mr. DeLorean, Mr. 5 days, Mr. All No Roads right here. That's why he's a sexy man. He's a sexy stud. Yes. He's not. Oh, yeah. Because, you
think this is a game to me. I served hard time.
Been serving hard time. That's what he's been doing, ladies and gentlemen. And because he's sexier than Tony Khan.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Again, you piece of shit. I don't care.
I love it.
You gotta take it.
That's fucking bullshit.
No, you're bullshit, damn it. You're fucking bullshit, Tony Khan. But ladies and gentlemen, the host team is what I would see. Mike De Niro, Tim King, and the whole entire Bloodline Entertainment Network here in the Circle of Bay family, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't just do podcasting. Who wants to? Both of y'all. What the hell do we do?
We make history.
Must bid you adieu, a goodbye, mwah, and good night. Oh my God, it's so great.
Yes!